Hey everybody out there, it's been a long time since I've actually done a video, mostly because of the overwhelming apathy that seems to have been kind of encompassing the world as it is. But I've definitely been keeping up on everything and watching the elections, and definitely looks like that's been a lot of theft. I mean, I remember watching it like with a lot of people too. Being Canadian, it's kind of funny watching American elections and all that jazz, but I was up till like 4 o'clock in the morning, and they did that thing where I was like, "Oh yeah, go to bed." We stopped. Like the count started trickling 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, and then everybody was like, "Oh, getting tired," and they're like, "Oh, go to bed. We'll start the counting up in the polls again around 7 to 9, depending on the state." And then sure enough, boom! Hundreds and thousands of these surprise votes just happen to pop into the system on these little disk drives for Biden. They're not even voting for the other candidates or whatnot. Not suspicious at all. And I think it's pretty funny on the people on the left, how much the vitriol was, them dancing in the streets, no COVID, oh, but they were wearing masks though. Oh, they were wearing masks. Yeah, it didn't matter. They were drinking out of open champagne bottles in the street and twerking in their masks, like, right up close. Oh, yes, that's totally fine. And, here's kind of actually something funny here in Woodstock. We have a anti-mask thing that I don't know what the situation is tomorrow or whatnot, but I'm thinking of maybe just going down there, because maybe if there's less leaders, then hey, maybe I can go up there and say something. I don't have to say, oh, I'm not hosting this thing together. I just heard about it through through the grapevine. I might just go down there and check to see if if there's a few people that show up or whatnot, and have a conversation, and maybe say a few things there. It might be in the rain. I don't give a damn. This is ridiculous. There is absolutely no other opinions that's allowed on mainstream media or Twitter or Facebook, and none of these people, all these people, like the vitriol or whatnot, is insane. Even in like in conservative writings, like here, there were so many people that were trying to shut down this protest that they apparently had, because they had one in Elmer not too long ago, and that's the one where David Menzies was assaulted. So I'm going to be wearing my F-ISIS Rebel Media hat with my PPC pin. I know the Rebel and the PPC didn't exactly, didn't really agree with each other politically last election, but, I think after the conservatives have showed their true globalist face, it's kind of ridiculous when you have to have, independent people like Randy Hillard that's going out and telling people about the camps that they're building, or the Bill C, 18 or something like that, I think, that they're thinking of passing, or something like that allows them to pretty much take people at whatever, they're charging people now. The guy who held the last mass protest. So, they've gotten to here. We're at a point now in Canada where we are not even allowed to protest. I mean, they said that they care about the protests and stuff like that, and then, but everybody is trying to do this authoritarian thing here in Woodstock, where we have our conservative, in name only, party that has condemned it. We've had our oh my God, they're so pussified. The mayor and the city hall here in Woodstock. It's funny, I used to, there was two things. I never really bugged anybody and pissed anybody off in this town. I try to keep my own, but I'm a staunch believer of liberty and freedom, and it's ridiculous to see just how much of just insanity has been, it's like you turn on the commercials, it's like every commercial now is, "You're a poor victim. Oh, we're in such a horrible time, people. Oh, yes, you just wear your mask because that totally protects you. There's never really been any proof that it protects you, but, we say that it protects you. At first, we said it doesn't protect you and it doesn't do anything wrong, but now, it protects you. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. No, it doesn't protect you. It protects other people. It protects grandma. It protects grandma. Yes, that's the argument. Yes, doesn't matter that the fact that here in Canada it's only 11,000 people have died from it. If you break that up into two different seasons, it's not as bad as what we'd have in the cold and flu. The cases. Oh, that's all you hear about is the cases and the cases and the cases. And I think that's a global thing that they're doing. It's funny how a lot of people, for the longest time, for about 10 years, I've been watching Alex Jones, Corbett Report, alternative media out there. Heck, there was times where, you watch other media. Like, there was a time when Drudge Report was actually honest, fair, and decent. that relatively went under during the culture war. Up here in Canada, there's definitely a lot of crap that's going on. I mean, from what I'm hearing, the people that have been trying to organize protests, especially around Hamilton area, have been getting arrested left, right, and center. The guy who organized this anti-mask protest to pretty much, talk about the Orwellian kind of world that we're slipping into, and how pretty much everyone is, losing their livelihoods over, like, we can't even get, like, they had Kevin J. Johnston. Anybody watching this video should probably go watch his channel. He tried to go into just a reporter, and with live streaming, it's a good thing he live streamed, because they were trying to take the footage from him, and but once he said that they were live streaming, they're like, oh, well, we're taking this to court. He's like, all right, yeah, we'll see it in the courts then. You're not touching my camera. And he was completely polite, and all he was trying to do was find out if they were using the PCR test. And, Kerry Mullis himself has said that it shouldn't have been used the way it's been using right now, because it doesn't detect the proper viral load. And, I mean, a lot of people think that, it's just a tiny bit of virus that can get into your system. And, yeah, for people that have, weak immune systems and stuff like that, it's unfortunate. And it's unfortunate this thing's out there. But, we have people that are trying to work on it or whatnot, and the vaccine should be up to other people if they want to choose that. That's what I firmly believe. I don't believe it should be mandated or forced on anyone. And if they try to force it on me, I'm going to resist at all costs. And it's crazy that they've been actually building internment camps, and then as soon as you say that they're building internment camps, it's mainstream media is we gotta control this. Like, it's just a matter of time. You see, the reason why I didn't ever really upload videos regularly is I'm the kind of guy that likes to go to different people's channels and, like, say encouraging things, or, hey, sometimes I disagree with them and we have a debate or whatnot, but I always respect or, respectively disagree if I don't see eye to eye. But there's more things that we have in common on a lot of these different channels, and YouTube's really the only mainstream platform that I really engaged on. I mean, I left Facebook and I left Twitter years ago. I got away from that crap. It's a bunch of BS. It's a bunch of people just, getting all, like, dopamine level hits from feeling good and stuff like that. That's why I don't even have a cell phone. I just don't see the point in it. I don't want to own a cell phone now, because they're going to be using it as these, like, stupid COVID tracking apps that we're going to have to do anything. And I'm completely against it. And it's ridiculous how, like, Orwellian, and it's funny how stupid people are. How they're like, oh, you disagree with the mainstream narrative, oh no. And the funny thing is, I've seen more violence and more threats of violence by those authoritarian people that, want you to shut up. It's all your fault. You're going to be extending that COVID thing, even though we can have Black Lives Matter rallies. And hey, I'm not saying that Black lives don't matter, or, that there isn't, that we can't do things to integrate people better. But, it's kind of funny how we have a thing here in Canada, like in Woodstock, our police chief, and we have, like, a thing that has, like, a Black Lives Matter panel, and they're having, like, their little, like, meetings and like, posting it on Facebook and on their webpage and all that jazz. And hey, you know what? I mean, probably good that we don't have, like, as much, but the thing is, it's an American construct. It's a George Soros construct, like the actual group itself. And I'm not making this up. Was it like Yusra Koleli or I can't remember what her last name is, but she was one of the leaders of the Black Lives Matter here in Toronto, and she practically said, I think that, like, she said, please Allah, stop me from killing all these white people, called white people subhuman and stuff like that. It's, like, ridiculous. It's like, here you are, trying to give, like, credence. Like, imagine, for example, that you decided to go out into, like, the back country somewhere and find somebody that doesn't, like anybody aside from white people, and you're like, you know what, we're gonna put you on a commission. I'm sure you got a good couple things to say. Let's solve racism with more racism. Let's do that. Like, come on. And you know what, I mean, hey, it's a conservative area, and there are probably people that don't, that disagree with the whole black culture thing. But I mean, like, no offense, but this is Canada, and if you come here to move here, like, we're pretty much, like, we get along with everyone. Like, I mean, it's ridiculous. Like, before Canada became the country, we abolished slavery. So it's pretty freaking funny how all of a sudden now every Canadian's racist. Like, it didn't matter that we had the Underground Railroad come to Canada. It didn't matter that, hey, you know what? There was bad times, especially between natives and times where we interned Japanese. Let's be honest, the Japanese were a little sneaky though back then, and we were fighting a war. So it's funny to look at things with a historical rose-colored lens when it comes to these things. And hey, whether or not you're out there, I mean, there's different factions in this whole, way of seeing the whole globalist New World Order thing. And for the longest time, I used to get ridiculed for the past 10 years. I mean, and this was back 10 years ago. I was more on the left. I was more NDP kind of socialist, and to be honest with you, that was back just after they had a decent leader for most people in America. I don't want to get into the whole Jack Layton thing, but then the funny thing is my grandma actually evicted them once when she was a housing tribunal judge because they were like milking the system heavily from taxpayer dollars and like all kinds of like erroneous things they were doing. But I mean, all in all, he was still like a decent leader, and people saw him as like a movement here, and kind of saw him as a third party option because I never really gave a chance to think about too much of the libertarian thing, but I always listened to like Alex Jones. I always listened to James Corbett. You see, for me, I came out of the whole anti-war thing against Bush and stuff like that, and then I wasn't one of those hypocrites though, because I've always been interested in politics for some reason, and theology, philosophy, stuff like that. I think it's just interesting to expand your mind, talk about different concepts. And there's all kinds of different people out there that, there's different groups and different people from different, you got like the voluntarists that are, pretty much they stay out of the whole thing and just say it's all corrupt and, everything's a selection and all that jazz. And all in all, when you think about it, it's kind of like looking things from a very far perspective, but realizing that the more you get into either one side or the other when it comes to political actualities, the thing about like even like kind of libertarianism, like libertarian is probably one of those things where we'd have to wait for like something really really bad to hit the planet or like an economic collapse, and then even then it's the way that they're steering us into this new fourth economic turning, the World Economic Forums, this is all ridiculously planned. Years ago, the lockdown, what was it, like 2010? And anybody who watches Alex Jones or any of that stuff, I mean, I like to go on to like other people. There's different people who are Q. I don't agree with the Q thing because obviously I don't really see this as a planned thing. But they're doing this like these marked ballots is like their last Hail Mary, and I think a lot of people in the Q movement are running out of hopium at this point because it's going to be one heck of a battle, and they definitely stole it. There's so much evidence, and the funny thing is, it's funny seeing how like the mainstream media for the longest for this entire week has been like denying it. It's been like, oh no, dancing in the streets and everything. We projected the winner, and then you go up and just goes to show you how much our reality is flawed, and how much when you the last 4 to 5 years, well actually you could even say it the turn of the millennium, just before 9/11. I mean, let's get into the honest truth there. I honestly think there was a lot of shady shit there. There was the 28 pages. They knew what was going on with Saudi Arabia, but they invaded Iraq. Like, these are all things that are documented, and there's people saying that they're like in the intelligence agency that Bin Laden already died before they did that like raid on him. That's why they didn't show his body and stuff. And getting into the weeds of that stuff is pretty out there. I mean, because I'm Canadian myself, I'm just trying to like. Hey, and this goes for a lot of people too, globally, is that we're at a point now where the best thing that you can really do to get, it's enough to drive anyone mad, and, I definitely want people to do things peacefully. I love the million MAGA protests that they had in D.C. I mean, heck, if I lived in the States, I would definitely make my way there, if I was able to, because it looks like there's a lot of lockdowns in different states there, and it's kind of interesting how their system works, because, they have the thing where, different states are kind of locking down in different levels and all that jazz. But it's kind of funny how a lot of people are getting buyer's remorse in the States because they're all like, oh, Biden will save us from the horrible Trump lockdown. And Biden's like, actually, no. I'm going to put on people who are very globalist, like the Emmanuel, like, was it the the Raul Manuel's brother or something like that, Ezekiel. Oh my God, it's ridiculous how they always get their family and the same people of the same ilk that are all into weird population controls and saying that we shouldn't let them pass 75 and that we shouldn't own any of our own stuff and that, I'm sorry, but this is going towards a very communist kind of thing. And there was like apparently the thing that was leaked here in Canada. I didn't want to talk about it because, well, for one, I'm not really like an accredited journalist. I've never gone to like get a media press pass or anything like that. But what is journalism nowadays? I mean, I could sit here, tell you my side of what I think about a lot of things, but hey, I would love it to be put on like a stream or something like that. Thing is, as you can tell from my channel, I don't really do a lot of editing and all that stuff. I don't really know how to do a lot of it. And I'm doing this mostly when I have like some time and I just kind of rant into the camera. But I like to have stuff on my channel just in case people want to find out what I have to say every now and then. And there's like 51 subscribers. The thing is though, a lot of people that are trying to like get more popular and famous and all that jazz, I don't care about any of that stuff. I just want to say the truth and not have to like be like, oh, you guys need to donate, like just sponsors, this virtual shield thing, or raid legends of some stupid game I'll never play. But I play an RPG stupid game, so I can't really make fun of it if it's a good game. But I'm just saying, I just want to kind of keep it honest, I'm one of those people that believe that, tell it like it is, no matter what. I've got to pretty much, you got to do that nowadays. It's crazy. There's really no objectivity anymore. And, all these people that are freaking out, and apparently they canceled the thing. Some lady who, I don't have Facebook or Twitter, so I heard this, kind of through a friend from my mom on whatnot, and then the other one said, oh, no, they're not doing it tomorrow. But I might just go down there, just because, there might be a few people that show up, and, I got a few things to say, and I bought a shirt from Badass Uncle Sam. He's great dude from Louisiana. He's out there in the street all the time talking to people, and for that I love him to death, especially since he's like, he's up there in age, and the guy's gone through some hard times, and like every now and then when I'm able to, I try to shoot some money. The thing is though, for my stupid account, I can't really, anyways, I don't want to get too much into the personal financial details, but they kind of restrict you from sending like donations and stuff, so you actually have to buy physical items across the states for it to work. So they got no problem if you're buying stuff, but God forbid you're donating to political groups they don't like. And getting back to here in Canada, from a Canadian perspective, it's kind of sad to see what's happened, mostly because we can't even really protest anymore. We're under these lockdown restrictions. They have taken away pretty much our charter's rights and freedoms. And we have Rocco Galati suing, but that hasn't stopped them from arresting people who are hosting these anti-mask rallies. And I think that's why the one in my community has backed out. I'm not too sure. But hey, if there's not going to be leaders down there, then maybe it's just we can just say, hey, we're just a bunch of regular people here going outside for 1 day allowable walkable exercise, which is ridiculous. Now that we've gone into they've locked us down now we've got the Chinese censorship thing now here in Ontario, from the different colors from yellow to red, green, yellow, orange, red. Oh no! Unless maybe it's ridiculous. It's so stupid. The funny thing about this is that any doctors out there that says anything contrary to the narrative is completely censored. It's ridiculous. And that's, how we've lost our freedoms. Like, why are people even wearing poppies on Remembrance Day? We are pissing in the face of our forefathers that fought to protect our freedoms. And, a lot of people have been giving guys like David Knight, for example, who's more American, Christian. I got no problem with that. And, I'm pro-choice, and some people may have a problem with that. But the thing is, I'm also on the fence about that, because I don't see that it should be used as infanticide, or should it be used to sell baby organs as obviously there's medical components to it, but they can do stuff with stem cells from your stomach now. apparently, and I don't know if it's the same thing, because like I said, I'm not a doctor, but I don't think a woman should be, like, if she was raped. It's an extreme kind of example, but hey, I have a lot of respect for people, and I understand why they believe in sanctity of life, and they're usually consistent because they believe in protecting life, not like going into needless wars and stuff like that. I like those kind of Christian libertarians, like David Knight, and he's been getting a lot of criticism because he's criticized Trump, because Trump did put us into this lockdown. One of the reasons why, you got to give him the criticism is where it's due. But hey, you know what? I think people who like Trump are can actually give you more valid criticisms of him compared to liberals that just, he's racist. I think he's racist. Orange meat bad. Orange meat bad. It's pretty much how it is, and so I hope you like those impressions. But that's pretty much what it has been. I mean, if you were to take things objectively, for example, if you were to say, all right, we're going to just sit people into, like, a room, and we're going to be like, all right, candidate A, candidate B, this is a country that doesn't have anything to do with America or anything like that. Let's just say a completely different country. And you had an election, and one candidate in the last couple minutes of polling happened to have a straight up shoot in votes, just throwing that whole curve thing aside. I mean, I don't even need to put up a display on this thing for, because I suck at editing, like I said. But I think a lot of people out there can search it. They've like had like the Biden fraud thing there, and they've used that graph. And then if you just put like all of the rules that are supposed to be applied per state, even though it would be a long thing to do for somebody in a room, probably need like a good like presentation. And that's kind of how they screw people over. If it's too complex and it's political, I mean, a lot of people now, both on the right or left, they're like, well, what's going on? Well, the left, well, they're like, we won! CNN projects! Yeah, Fox News, apparently. But Fox News is going to be regretting it. If you can see, I've lost a little bit of weight because I've been kicking my ass, mostly because you can't rely on the government anymore, and unfortunately, Ontario and Canadian healthcare is pretty much one of those things where you have to rely on them, and that could take about 4 to 5 different visits before they actually acknowledge that you have a problem. So, yeah, it took me 6 different times originally when I screwed up my back, and at first I was wondering, like, I was in so much damn pain, and they put me on naproxen and Tylenol 3s multiple times, and the thing is, I moved because I went and traveled and backpacked and worked different places, everything from volunteer forest firefighting to, like cooking and landscaping, all those like jobs. But, they were fun. And a lot of those jobs, like temp agencies, you can usually find in big cities. And if the economy's doing well. And heck, when I went out there in 2008 in Victoria, that was during like the worst economic times at the pretty much that we were going through. And, but I mean, I was still able to find labor jobs. I think that was kind of more like they couldn't afford, like, the union jobs, so a lot of independent contractors there. So I just happened to be in a good place at a good time, even though technically I was kind of a scab, But hey, I mean, when you're living out on the streets and whatnot, and you're getting $60 to $70 to $80, depending the job, a day after taxes, obviously. And they, if you got there in time, you'd be able to get your stuff. And you'd be able to get your money, and that was pretty cool that way. That was a decent time being able to work and all that stuff. But anyways, I ended up screwing my back up, and it took me, because I didn't have a doctor, it took me 6 different times over the course of many months. And then what happened was they ended up losing the contract there, because I guess Doug Ford decided to go for the... I think Rob Ford at the time decided to go... Was it Rob Ford? I think so, yeah. Anyways, oh my god. Anyways, they decided to go for the above-ground transportation system, so the TTC extension that they were going to do, they lost the contract, and then they ended up firing everybody, and that was around the same time that I screwed up my back, but just before we ended up getting unionized, and then they let everyone go, which I guess is kind of one of those things that they do at shitty companies. But for $20 an hour for like 2.5 months, I was loving it. I was loving the overtime. I was working my ass off. And then I just noticed my back was messed up, kind of messing with these steel rebar things. I had to kind of go really low, and they didn't show me like the right way of putting the end ladders. And I'm a big guy, so I just kind of like fucked around with it until it... Sorry, excuse my language. I swear a lot. I try not to. But anyways, and I know I've screwed up my back, but I think I've said it maybe a couple times before in the videos. I don't want to get too much into it. There's more stuff than my, meager existence at this point in life. But it's one of those things where it makes you realize that the Canadian healthcare system is a total joke. I mean, it's great if you have something that can be like easily fixed or whatnot. And I have family that works at the hospital and in the Medicare field and whatnot like that, and so I hear the complaints and the criticisms and stuff like that, and there's a lot of failures that you don't hear about. And the thing is, people are so brainwashed up here in Canada because, if they try to, like, this is, I usually win the argument this way, or I find when you have like an intellectual argument with people, it's kind of interesting because you have to find out which things work. And so, like, the biggest thing that I find their talking points now is, oh, you're killing grandma. And so, it's pretty funny how that is, where they keep trying to say, you're killing grandma, you're killing grandma. For one, like, Alzheimer's has gone, deaths have gone up from this. Old folks' homes death have gone up too from it too. And it's funny how they say, it's okay for us to not kill grandma here when this shutdown is killing grandmas all over the world in the second and third country. And so when you say that millions more are dying from this, like say, and you tell them that only 11,000 people have died in Canada, and even the UN statistics are saying that 350,000 people are dying on a conservative estimate a month, and that around the world because of these shutdowns, people don't realize, and too, when you get into a conversation with them, is that the shipping companies before they were making profit after hitting multiple different countries. Like they would make multiple stops on average, and it would make it cheaper for people and more more efficient. And more orders would be going down. I mean, it's still multi-million-dollar. It's ridiculous the amount of money that goes into the shipping operation. When you look at just the amount of stuff that's coming across the Pacific, and I guess some of the stuff that's coming across the Atlantic too. Pacific seems to be more obviously the kind of the area where they're getting a lot of stuff too. But I mean, you still get shipping that goes all over the world. It's pretty cool the amount of money and the if you look at the if you really take time to research what those ships consist of, it's just the amount of manpower and the amount of technologies on it. It's just getting better and better all the time. But the problem is that they're not able to make as many stops in a lot of cases. And even with a lot of the modern advances, it causes, pretty much disruption in the food chains. And that increases prices. And, I mean, we can handle price increases. I mean, like, here in Canada, it's getting harder and harder for a lot of people to live every day. Mostly because Canadians take it. Like, we're brainwashed up here. And I hate to say it. It's really sad to see. I mean, I think I've seen, I haven't really been on YouTube a whole lot. I mean, most of the time I've been trying to stay on BitChute more, and I haven't really been uploading to BitChute or anything like that, just because there's a lot of channels out there that do a good job as it is. I mean, like, there's so many, and I keep recommending them, and I find my channel most of the times when I'm doing videos, I like to talk about other people that have, like, I mean, it's kind of funny. I used to was watching Tim Pool, so it was kind of like seeing, like Alex Jones said, and I agree with him, that it's like a canary in the coal mine, It's like seeing somebody that goes left and they end up buying a gun because they're being targeted when they try to do their job, and they can't even get to the point where they're doing their job without being, effectively targeted by leftist Marxists. But, the Proud Boys are racist and the ones we have to watch out for, and the neo-Nazis and the Fourth Reich and all this BS, right? Like, come on. It's so apparent to see that cultural Marxism and this whataboutism and this whole apathetic bullshit postmodernist thought is just ruined everything. I mean, if you look at relationships now, it's like, Nina, man, you gotta get Porsches. It's like, oh, fuck off. It's like, there's nothing really real anymore. It's all like, you gotta be somebody else to impress people, like, screw that shit. And it's funny how they always try to do this, like, bullshit meme about how the left is so loving and tolerant and we want you to be who you are, until you say something that we disagree with, or you do something we disagree with, or you don't pull our, like, weird kind of brand of ideology and are accepting of completely everyone and everything. And yeah, I believe in, the most kind of egalitarian as it is, but I don't believe in equal you know, things for pedophiles or people who, you know, hurt animals. You know, like there's people that are into weird fetishes and shit like that. Some of that stuff, I mean, not cool. You know, count me out. I mean, whatever consenting adults do behind closed doors, you know, for the most part, I don't really give a shit. But it's crazy how, you know, we're being forced and put into this thing where, you know, they're trying to put us into this, like, weird kind of controlled society. It's like a dystopian novel where they use fear of something with a high transmissibility, which we don't know is going to mutate. And it's weird how that one thing that they managed to, that document that they said, oh, everyone says, oh, it's fake news. But, I mean, they said that around this time in November, late November, they would start doing the lockdowns with the color-coded, you know, like, getting everybody scared because of the second wave that's coming. Even though if you try to go to a, nobody who's an independent reporter can go to a hospital and be like, hey, or a testing center, and be like, hey, what's going on here? Why is it empty? Or what, you know, like, it's funny at the testing centers now, the reason why, sorry, I got the hiccups there. The reason why they're increasing the testing now here in Canada is because they're using fascism to do it. They are putting pressure by the government, working in conjunction with the government, I mean with small businesses and big businesses, you know, to pretty much do a testing system where they have to do regular tests on their employees, and if their employees happen to test positive for a bullshit PCR test, or, I mean, it's not like, who knows what they're even doing. They're not even telling us what these tests are. They'll have all the information, the COVID facts on the government website, but they won't won't tell you whether or not they're using the PCR test or what test they're actually using. But, you know, cases. We can't question the cases. Oh, God forbid we question the cases. Oh, lordy, don't be questioning the cases. Oh, please, Master don't like it if I question the authenticity of Master's cases. You know, so I'm kind of getting a little pissed off here because we're supposed to be living in a, you know, free and open fucking society where we're allowed to have people that disagree, or at least, at the very, very least, people that are, you know, accredited objective journalists that are allowed to go, but, you know, there's no such thing. Like, how can you say that there's any objectivity in Canadian media when we don't even have a right-leaning outlet here in Canada? Not even a controlled, government-paid one. You know, it like, not the papers, I'm talking about like a news thing on cable that you can get. No, you have to go onto the Rebel, and I mean, how many times have they been, they're probably on like a knife's edge right now, waiting for, you know, Susan Wojcicki to drink too much wine and sit back in her chair and be like, who am I gonna take out tonight? I don't like Crowder. He made fun of me. He called me a bitch. Even though I kind of am, I'm a little angry. Oh, good thing she passed out before she was able to hit that button. She just wakes up in the morning, confirmed, should I take it? Nah. Looks at her wonderful fucking wine displays. All the money from all the people that she sucked off of this platform that gave it what it fucking was. Oh no, I guess I'll wait till tomorrow. Dun dun dun. That's Susan for you. Now, I'm being a little productive in this video, mostly because I've gotten to that point where I just don't give a fuck anymore. And I hope you guys are enjoying this wonderful, wonderful descent into madness. Now, hey, I'm not one of those people that think that we all gotta change our lives and we all gotta, you know, fight the man and fight the power and shit like that. I just want things to go back to what they were before. Mind you, I don't like the fact that Alex Jones, you know, and James Corbett, and all these people that have been warning us about a dystopian future were completely right for the past, 15 to 20 years. Hey, mind you, you get the occasional weird conspiracy thing or things that get called out there. But the one thing I do appreciate about James Corbett, and I'll give him his credit, and that's what I like about a lot of voluntarists. Like, I follow a few people there and stuff like that. and kind of being center right, anti-authoritarian, libertarian. But the thing is, it's one of those, like, I understand anarchists, and but it seems like they're kind of like sitting outside. I mean, like, people who are on the Trump train, like, even me, there's a lot of things I don't agree with him, especially with the whole Fauci thing, and I just kind of see this as a complete capitulation, and I'm 100% on board with Alex Jones. Like I said, there's a few things I don't agree with, but everybody else who's a fan of him that is Christian or does have, that is conservative, anti-abortion, stuff like that. Hey, man, I completely see where you guys are coming from, and I am 100 percent I would never want anything bad or you guys to be removed or your opinions to be, everybody just comes from different areas and different opinions and stuff like that. I totally respect that. The thing that kind of gets me is just that there's been this like huge authoritarian kind of crackdown, and anybody that says anything about it is silenced. It's getting to that point. That's one of the reasons why I didn't really post the last little while, because it got to the point where it's like, I just wanted to see how bad this is going to get, and it's getting pretty damn bad. I mean, hey, for people who are Trump supporters, hey, man, I hope that he's able to expose this as the biggest election fraud that we've seen in U.S. history. And, I mean, it's one of those things for, hey, if you're a Trump supporter, you got to look at this. If he's not able to win it in the courts, it's going to suck. It really is. But I can tell you one thing, they're not going to set the country on fire. Republicans, the people who are pro-Trump, they will know that this was a rigged election. And a lot of people, sadly, they probably won't vote, and it may be, at least you could say that Trump was the greatest and the last true president of the United States. If he does win it in court, then, I mean, thank goodness. Thank goodness. But then you got to look at the fact that the leftist media, Hollywood, big tech, all these different corrupt world leaders, China's, they're not gonna be very happy if Trump wins. They be not happy. They sent Fentanyl the dragon after us. Oh yes. And it's not going to be good. They're going to, say, oh, here comes Trump with the coup, even though they've done nothing but do a nonviolent. But, who knows what's going on with the CIA agencies, too. And the complete defamation and attack that they did with the legal warfare was just ridiculous. And that's kind of why I've been on the more towards the right side. They've been making more sense. The Overton window has shifted so freaking much that, somebody used to be a classical liberal is now considered center-right. And, I mean, that's what I considered, but I'm sure other people will be like, Roy Carter, neo-Nazi white supremacist, like, genocide lover, like, no. Fuck no. Oh, my God. It's ridiculous. But it's going to be one of those things where you're never going to get a fair shake, especially when, you have state-run media. When $1.5 billion goes towards the CBC and other entities like CTV and Global, and it's just a joke. It's like a few minutes, they'll show the thing with David Menzies in Elmer with the protest, and they're like, oh, there was a fight between a rebel reporter and... No, it wasn't a fight. He just went over there to ask them, whoa, why should I be wearing a mask? And the dad just went over and grabbed the microphone and threw it on the ground and destroyed it. And Menzies is like, hey, can I get my freaking microphone back? And can you arrest this guy? Because that's illegal. And sure, I guess they got a thing where they're going after him. I think the OPP said that they're looking into the incident. And it was London News or Kitchener, I can't remember. I'm at the point now where my folks put it on and we just kind of laugh at it for a few minutes, but I mean, even local news has gotten so disingenuous with everything, and the Canadian news is just a joke. But on the bright side, there is hope, because there's people that are more tuning into the Rebel now, hopefully, over this. And the funny thing is, they've got people brainwashed so much that they think that everything that the media is telling them is completely correct. And, there's nobody is allowed to criticize or to ask where the information and the data is coming from. We all have to have these little Orwellian Big Brother fact-checking things on our messages now. For real information from accredited sources like CNN and Associated Press and all these wonderful Bill Gates and John Hopkins Rockefeller Institute medicine degree places. Just click here. We're the arbiters. It's like, come on. It's so freaking apparent. Like, does nobody ever read 1984, Brave New World, what, Fahrenheit 451? It's Silent Greens! It's people! Silent Greens is people! I'm at the point where that's why I kind of just want to go downtown tomorrow and just kind of, even if there isn't a protest, and just go on a rant. Even if it's just like a rant that I'm doing now. You know? I'm probably gonna get arrested. I'm on ODSP because I'm a crippled ass. And like, I'm losing weight and stuff like that, and it's still not helping. My back's still screwed. Hopefully I can get to a point where I can find a job or a means of like being able to work from home or something like that. But then it's like, even then I wouldn't mind working at a place where I'm like maybe at a desk or something like that, because unfortunately that's the future if I want to look at employment and be of use. Either that or I start volunteering I guess. But I've been having so much problems with my back and my knees and stuff like that. What sucks is I used to be able to do the swimming, and swimming here now is like not only is it freaking weird as hell, it's like you gotta like sign up and go through this weird intricate process. They gotta do a urine sample, check your background, make sure that there's nothing suspicious in your family for about 3 generations, and they got a little thing where, talking like Obama all of a sudden. Oh my god, he came to Canada. Shit. I'm just kidding. But no, you gotta like sign up on this weird thing, and then like, yeah, you can only go for like, I guess like certain sessions, and it's all limited, and like you gotta wear masks while you're getting in there, and I'm like, hopefully you don't have to wear masks while you're swimming. It's like just float with the mask, just falls off and starts floating everywhere. Just that like wide shot. See, this is why I need, if there's any animators out there in the 51 subscribers that follow this wonderful train wreck of a show, I guess would be the best way of describing it. If you have any way of like animating my crazy ass ideas, I could just sit in front and just watch a bunch of mainstream like TV commercials, and we will make gold. We will be the best animated toon channel out there until we get taken down by all the assholes that are currently ruining the planet. So, it's kind of interesting. We've gotten to the point now where, I mean, up here in Canada, I know I'm talking too much about Canada, and who the fuck cares about Canada, Roy? No, I was kidding. Hey, I've been talking about the U.S. and stuff like that. Australia, I feel so bad for you bastards. And your Commonwealth, like, I feel kind of like a brotherly kind of, hey, like a hurt for you guys are having to put up with. Like, there's people who have to go through, like, different checkpoints just to go to their freaking McDonald's jobs and shit. That is crazy. Over for, like, a very ridiculously low amount of cases when you compare it to, like, car accidents. It's ridiculous how our entire perception of the planet has been completely changed by this. And, people like Alex Jones have been calling it for a long period of time, and the UN and all these World Health Organizations and, Chinese government and everything, they've been pushing everything they can. It's funny how, like, the Chinese government is using these shutdowns now as a way to control the Hong Kong protests. Like, they've been, like, killing people in the streets that have been protesting in Hong Kong. But will our mainstream media cover it? No, because we got this big red breaking news counter of death. Yes. That's what the mainstream media loves. They thrive off of your fear. It's pretty much what it comes down to. And it's really messed up. I mean, this is the same kind of security and freedom argument that ended up with Socrates having to drink hemlock because he was corrupting the minds of the youth. So what if you have one of the best freaking, philosophers out there and throughout history, and it was known after the fact that, the state kind of acted a little overboard. Just a rincy rinse. Yeah, how it is. But that's the thing, it causes too much change, you get people to think too critically, and then all of a sudden you become a lot of people's enemies. That's how it is. I mean, heck, there's people that I talk to that have all kinds of things. There's people who believe the Q thing, this is all master plan, we're kicking out the globalists, and taking out the deep state and exposing the pedophile rings. And I'm all for exposing pedophile rings. I'm all for exposing corruption in government and all the weird shit that they decide to do in the names of propaganda and controlling and manipulating the public. I understand that there has to be a certain amount of security, but now why are we doing propaganda drills? I mean, like in Halifax and like Nova Scotia, for example. Nova Scotia just had one of the craziest mass shootings from a guy who dressed up as a police officer and used the good nature of Canadians against them, pulled them over and murdered them and like set many fires and did all kinds of horrible things to people. And, it's funny how there was some sort of, like, questioning going on there because he was able to get, like, a duffel bag full of, like, $350,000 from some sort of bank thing. And people were saying that's, most people, if they try to go to do any kind of sort of, like, large money transfer in their bank, it usually takes, like, a long time to get approved. And you usually can't take it all out in one large sum. That usually raises just a teensy-weensy bit of questions, it's just I don't want to, just gonna go pay for a house in cash. That's all we do up here in Canada, we got so many different taxes. We pay almost like the most for freaking cell phones, food, taxes. It's ridiculous for North America, and Canadians, we take it. It's sad. I mean, heck, we just see all as this wonderful part and parcel of socialism. It doesn't matter the fact that the taxes and the price of everything just keeps skyrocketing up, and that we have leaders that just keep printing off money like drunken sailors. That's just how it is here in Canada. Speaking of drunken sailors, the eastern, pretty much seaboard has been, federally, they always try to, in a lot of different cases, they kind of vote overwhelmingly left because of the fact that the industry has been so regulated to the point where it's like they use it as an environmental kind of aspect thing. And hey, you know what? You want to keep proper conservation, but at the same time, they've allowed like us to get completely taken advantage of in the world market, and they've used it as ways to completely shut down the maritime fish industry. And even then, like, there's certain times of the year where they're out and they're relying on a government check, so obviously they're going to be more pro-government, big government. It happens. I mean, you get holdouts every now and then, leaders that, talk about values and people follow them, and that's a good thing. But the thing is, I'm in a conservative area, and even though I'm not in the red zones now, the red zones, can't visit my buddy because, he's down in the fucking dumps because his kid got fucking, almost a really bad cancer in his brain, and they spent the last, 2 months, in hospital, thank goodness he's doing all right now. But, my buddy, he's down, it's hit him, like, he's it's been really hard for him. He's been working, he's been having to do all this stuff with him and his wife, and they've all been having to go back and forth from sick kids for this, I guess, the stem cell therapy stuff that they're doing to save Atlas is his name. They've been saving his life, and, he's been recovering, and I just feel bad for the guy. I'm probably going to phone him, see if he's, up after this, but, it's crazy. It's been hard for him, and I got to the point now where apparently I can't visit him anymore, or it's got to be like some ridiculous. I don't know. It's so stupid how they're just cracking down with everything here. I mean, this is a guy who is the nicest dude ever. He's got a lovely family, a wife, kids love him, and he's down, and nobody's gonna say, oh well, you can just take your white male privilege card and cash it in and, go have yourself some fun. Nope, that's not going to happen. Why? Because he's got that entire family riding on his shoulders. And that's the fucking truth. And I can't visit him. Can't go down there. Can't cheer him up. Can't even give him his oldest kid Gravedigger remote control car that he likes. Can't do that. Nope. We're in this wonderful Orwellian control mechanism where we have to completely be capitulated by at least next year because according to that document, I mean, I don't know how accurate the document is, but I mean, hey, they said that around November they were going to be increasing these Chinese Orwellian freaking social credit score, restrictions on our area, and it's happening all over the world. People are being arrested. I don't know where they're going. A lot of people, I've been trying to get a hold of some of the people who have been arrested, and we don't know where they are. Some of them are disappeared. Let's be honest. They might be in those COVID camps right now. The same camps that we're not allowed to talk about. The same camps that I'm sure YouTube, in all of its wonderful, crazy algorithm, is going to find a way to figure out that I'm talking about COVID and put a little warning under the little thing. Oh, you can go to the government of Canada. We'll tell you everything you need to know. Everything you need to know. Oh, yes. Be afraid. Be very afraid. Listen to authority. Obey. And don't forget, don't go outside too much because we don't like that. Don't have too many people over. Oh, we don't like that. Oh, Black Lives Matter? Oh, yeah. Oh, fuck. Yeah. 4,000 people. Go have a protest. Oh, yeah, it's all good. Climate change protest? Oh, yes. Yes, that is important. That is so freaking unbelievably important. We all need to be out in the streets licking each other's buttholes in the name of the climate. That's how we fix COVID. Yep, that's how it is nowadays. Completely sensible, right? Completely sensible. Well, this is the world we live in. Anything the UN pushes is great. We can go out there. Let's go out into the streets and we'll have a celebration, a wonderful celebration of universal basic income. Let's never work or do anything for ourselves again. Hooray! Hur-freaking-ray. I suppose I should be lucky, because I'm on ODSP, because of my crippled freaking ass and my spine being all screwed up. Lost a lot of weight, 160 pounds, used to be 460 when I got to the point where I watched my dad die of cancer and fucking put on a shit ton of weight because I didn't give a fuck anymore. But I'm losing that. I'm at the point now where I am hitting this treadmill that I have, and it is one of the best things I've ever done. I have been just sweating the freaking pounds off, and I'm going to keep doing it. Thing is, though, it's kind of weird because it does that thing where it starts to slide down, so I'm starting to get that fucking overhang underbelly, if you know what I mean. That's all that needs to be explained about that, because anymore it's just gonna fucking be disgusting. This gross ass pig. Why are you listening to me? No, just kidding. Well, hope this is Roy's comedy hour, because I am at the point where from now on my videos are gonna be fucking hilarious. I'm sick of this shit. This is ridiculous. I don't care. No alcohol needed. I don't need to get drunk. Maybe there'll be one where I do a drinking thing. It would be nice if anybody of these subscribers or people that have their own channels, because most of the time I'm going to other people's channels and giving them love. Just being support you, man. Much love from Canada. There's still a few people out here that actually have some fucking balls past the point I'm there. Well, fuck. Damn. Oh, my. But anyways, I'm sorry I'm taking the Lord's name in vain for people who are Christians who may be watching this. I'm not trying to be one of those fence sitters, but I do see you gotta have, you gotta be able to understand people's arguments, and you gotta see where they're coming from. For the most time, there's a lot of crazy divisive stuff on both sides. But, I personally don't agree with the whole QAnon thing, that's aspect of the whole kind of conspiracy realm. Or David Icke for that matter. I think he's right on a lot of the, and who knows? I do look at things from, hey, maybe there are aliens and stuff like that. There's a lot of weird, unexplainable stuff. I keep that open mind about that. Could all be a, simulation of good versus evil. That's a possibility too. Could just happen to wither away and do nothing. I'm okay with that too. But I'm at the point where I'm gonna, not live my life with any kind of moral principles. Because for me, I always try to be, understanding and good with people, and civil and all that jazz, because that's the best way to, talk about things and have a decent argument. But I'll be honest with you, it's getting harder and harder when there is no, you can't get an objective battleground. You can't get a level playing field. Everybody believes that their facts are right, and everybody else's facts are wrong. And, it's funny how much the mainstream media has tried to deny the overwhelming evidence of election fraud, how the mainstream media has pushed this crazy COVID thing to such an extreme where people are just terrified and it's ruining civilization. I recommend anybody, if you're able to, homeschool your kids. Because there's absolutely no reason why, like, if I ever had kids, I would ever want them to go into a school now because of just the fact that, they're going to be terrified of each other and they're going to be told the world's going to end in 10 years because we're not doing enough for climate change. What else are they going to be told? Oh, yes, you can be any of the 52 or more genders at any day that you want to be, and we won't tell your parents because we love you. We have your best interest, and we're totally not socially engineering you one way or another. Yes, I mean, 8-year-olds, man, can't choose what time you want to go to bed, Can't drive a car, when you're 8 years old. Apparently you can chop off your testicles, though. I guess that's a thing. Welcome to Canada. You say anything bad about that, you're evil. So I've seen my country go to complete shit in the past 10, 15 years. And it's terrifying. And a lot of people here in Canada think we live in a utopia. Why? Because our brainwashed media tell them that they're so much better than Americans. That they're so much better off. That Canada is the land of wondrous diversity, where we have absolutely nothing wrong going on at any time, and that we have all the money in the world to throw out to other causes in the world that we don't really have any fucking thing to do with Canadians, and we don't care that our taxpayer money happens to go towards the most stupidest fucking things on the planet. We're okay with that fact. It's a kind of a little weird thing. It's like, I don't know, it's kind of like being already in like that. I maybe like everyone's been completely body snatched, and then like I've got one on the back of my head, but all of a sudden it like stopped working properly. It just kind of fell off. I'm like, oh shit, what the hell? I'm kind of seeing things from a weird brainwashed perspective, but this is the old, you still need the state, Roy. You still need the state. Yeah, you still need it. It's still your friend. You can change it from within. You can keep the framework. Ah, jeez, this thing on there, but it's still not working properly, and I'm starting to see all the shit that's going on. Now, I don't actually believe there's some flat people and alien things, stuff like that. But I mean, there are people out there that are into the whole flat Earth thing, and I think that's a great exercise in debating people and stuff like that. Like, I obviously don't believe that. There's people that believe in an inner planet. There's the really interesting geoengineering section of people, and they're kind of like more into like either a deep state thing or alien thing that's controlling it, or like a small group of people that have like access to stuff that are killing like these free energy scientists and stuff like that. And hey, you know what? There's stuff that it's fun to go down some of those rabbit holes and listen to some of the stuff that you like about it. But I'm definitely finding that Corbett Report, for example, has always stayed pretty much honest. That's who I always recommend to people. Because not everybody, if you say Alex Jones, like, for me, the reason why I like Alex Jones, maybe because he's like a bald alpha, kind of like me too. I don't know, I'm kind of like an alpha trapped in a beta body. But if I need to throw down, I will. I got this like weird Super Saiyan rage in me, but I try not to bring it out, and I usually try to be nice to everyone. And it's one of those things where a real fighter doesn't start fights, they finish them, kind of thing. And I'm not one of those people that want to rise up again and be violent or anything like that. I just want people to realize that like the world's gone completely batshit crazy, and that you shouldn't listen to everything you say. You hear on CTV, CBC, Global, stuff like that, and they should question things. And that we should be aware of the fact that the World Health Organization is a political entity, just like a lot of UN entities. They're like multinational, these elitist pricks that brag about the Council on Foreign Relations and the Trilateral Commissions and all these round table groups that you never hear about, maybe aside from the odd mention of Davos or something like that. And you get these Charles Schwabs, these George Soroses, and you get the people, you get like the Kochs and all these different people who, fund all kinds of crazy, stupid shit, and we're supposed to like, bow down to them as if they're like the overall, arbiters of truth, when there's, you never get the full objectivity when it comes to these, John Hopkins, like this, oh, such a prestigious thing, or Rockefeller medicine. Oh, Rockefeller medicine, we're so prestigious. We did everything we could in the early 1900s to discredit everything but our own foundations, and, made sure that naturopathic people that actually have, like, some cures that are actually good for people if they take them on a regular basis. Like, there was all kinds of different remedies that were known to help people with different types of health ailments back in the days where it was still harder to get the basic staples and the stuff that that we can afford today, and the variety that we have today. But they were able to eat healthy supplements and stuff like that, and that avoided a lot of the trips to the doctors and stuff like that. But then the allopathic medicine of the Rockefellers, and if you look at like the Rockefellers, like they have I think even before Nelson Rockefeller, which was the Rockefeller where this is where my brain's kind of slipping a little bit, but there was a Rockefeller there that was actually a snake oil salesman that sold like horrible concoctions that did a lot of damage to people, and then like his son ended up, I think John Rockefeller, ended up taking over and like making all these different medicine and like giving grants through the because he was smart enough to know that if you if you give these giant financial funding to these educational institutions, then you can practically take them over and become the overall authority. Nobody else can say anything bad about what we have to do, because it is for the safety of the public, and it is good that we don't have any quacks out there, because we are standardized professionals. So standardized professionals, the same standardized professionals that decided to use MK Ultra experiments to, fucking take people and that weren't really, into the programming, and put things on their freaking heads and give them like all kinds of drugs and put them in like sleep-induced comas and have these like their worst fears and all the shit that they did wrong. Played back over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, to the point where you feel like you're gone completely fucking insane and you don't have a mind of your own. Yeah, sure, I'm sure they were doing that for completely legit reasons. They weren't thinking about, how are we going to take over an enemy's mind one day, or all these, Neuralink programs that they have with Elon Musk talking about how we're all going to get the brain chips soon. Hooray! Who wants to step in line first, son? You too can have the first lawsuit. It's gonna be like, brain chips. You want to be cool, don't ya? Well, you better get a brain chip, son. That's how we do things here in brain chip land. Ugh. You like a brain? Well, picture your brain on brain chip. Just sitting there, I think it went in the wrong way. No, it's working perfectly. We want you dumbed down and neurotic. Damn it. They got me. I thought I was going to have free Wi-Fi. Nope. You're going to get free Wi-Di. Just kidding. I'm trademarking that. I came up with that right now. Yes, for the 2 people watching this video in perpetuity. Oh my god. But anyways, what I'm getting down to is the fact that we're just in this crazy fucking world, and I guess we're gonna have to live with a tyranny, because there's only a few people that are actually standing up here in Canada. It's very sad to see people that have bought the completely drank the Kool-Aid. They've not even added sugar. Just pour that patch in there. Nope. Tastes good. Lock them up. It's like, wasn't there a time in history where there was a certain group of people that another certain group of people thought didn't have the right to exist? They weren't allowed to go out in public and talk with their other fellow people of their own ideologies. I wonder where that sounds familiar. I wonder. Wonder. Can't go out and practice your religion. Nope. Can't do that. Nope. Can't let Jejuden go out there and, say that they're for free speech. Can't let that guy, who's not sick, who just happened to get some bullshit PCR test or even happened to be on the same shift as somebody down the line who got the little coughy cough, cold and flu test that doesn't fucking accurate at all. Oh my god, it's ridiculous. So they have to lose their fucking home. How much are we gonna rely on this useless fucking government to keep paying out for everyone else when our dollar's already a fucking joke? Let's be honest. How long is it gonna go before the checks start coming and then people are like, oh, the government's not giving me money anymore. This is a bad thing. How will I ever live? How will I ever feed my family? Well, douchebag, maybe you should have realized that taking away everything and being promised everything means you get fuck all. You get nothing. That's how it works. That's how Venezuela works. That's how North Korea works. That's how communism fucking works. Alright? It starts off socialism. It starts off all these wonderful promises. Oh, we're gonna pay for this. We're gonna pay for that. Don't mind your high taxes. Don't mind the fact that we can shut down your fucking business at a moment's notice. That's what I have the problems with. And it pisses me off because I didn't vote Conservative. A lot of people did, though, here in Ontario. Surprisingly amount of majority of people did. All who own businesses. All who probably know people who own businesses. And they're fucked. Completely fucked. Good luck for restaurants. What? Another 200 some odd thousand jobs we gotta fucking lose because of this bullshit till next fucking spring? If we're ever gonna get out of this? You know, a guy who, his brother was on the crack. It happens. It's Toronto. It's the asshole of Canada. We expect things like this to happen. But when you say that you are the populist candidate for the working class people, and then you shut down all of the ways that the working class people can feed their fucking families, you are a fucking tyrant. Enough said. But you try telling that to fucking people, and they are so on the conservative bandwagon. Oh, I'm so scared. Oh no, positive case. I know somebody who might have died with COVID. They may have had, 20 fucking comorbidities, but, it was definitely the COVID. And, we definitely have to, understand that the health unit in the hospitals and all these, Orwellian fucking assholes that are getting paid more money than, $300,000 these fucking healthcare workers are getting paid for by the pharmaceutical companies to push their bullshit, and the UN fucking crap, the World Health Organization, that they can't do anything fucking wrong when they're a complete political organization. They won't even acknowledge fucking Taiwan, for example. It's a bullshit fucking thing that just is run by Ted Ross. The guy is a freaking Marxist who let his freaking people die fucking cholera, for Christ's sakes. If you really go into the investigation of this guy, he is so in the pockets of China. And I'm sick of the fact that the Chinese government is in the pocket, we're in the pockets of the freaking Chinese government, pretty much. It's ridiculous. How many Canadian freaking, the mayor of Calgary is leading a little double life there? Oh, geez, that's interesting. Just like Dianne Feinstein's driver that happened to be a Chinese spy for all that time. Or how, Hunter Biden is on record saying, oh, geez, I just happened to be, in trouble and connected to the, the top Chinese spy. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing to see here, folks. Washington Post, we're gonna take your fucking right to post away on Twitter, on Facebook. We're gonna censor you because we are the right people. Oh yeah, look at us, we're wonderful. Makes absolutely no fucking sense. The people that will not listen to any fucking reason are the ones telling us how to fucking think. I have a problem with that. I have a serious problem with that, especially when we're supposed to live in a free and democratic society. You know, it's funny. They keep telling you, and they told us all this year, wear a poppy. Go out there, you buy that poppy, because this COVID thing is hurting the Legion, and they love their veterans, and we love our veterans. But you know what? They fought for our freedom. And we're pissing on that fucking freedom right now. So fucking hard. And when Don Cherry told people, hey, wear a fucking poppy last year, the Legion threw him under the goddamn bus, and he was fucking right. And to be honest with you, they are not getting a goddamn cent of my fucking money ever again. I've gone to the Legion here. In fact, I think it's cool. I like the older music. I like the fact that they try to have a place for the older people and the widowers and all that stuff to go and hang out and stuff like that. I think it's a shame that they're losing money now, because that was a place where they like to go, and they can't even do that anymore. And they're not allowed to go to their friends' funerals. All the stuff that was offered to them is not being done to them anymore. And it's sad. You know, the freedom that people are so haphazardly throwing away right now is not theirs to give. It was paid for by the blood, sweat, and tears of our freaking forefathers, for crying out loud. And I'm sick at seeing this bullshit. The Alzheimer cases going up. We're isolating the elderly people and telling anybody that says we shouldn't be isolating the elderly people to the extent that we are, that we're trying to kill grandma. You're trying to kill grandma. Let her die so I can feel good about myself on Facebook and say that I know someone that died from COVID. So people could be, oh, that's terrible. Oh, no, that's so horrible. Oh, these COVID. Oh, it's the worst thing ever, even though it's probably the fucking flu. Or probably because she had fucking comorbidities and was on her last legs anyways. But you get to feel good about yourself. You get to keep the society locked down, and then the rest of the fucking third and second world gets to fucking starve because we gotta do this bullshit capitulation. Well, that's fucking retarded to me. That is so stupid. And I'm gonna speak out against it. That's how I am. I like people, I would like to one day get on like a Discord or a thing where I can like talk to other people and not just rant to myself, because I think I have a lot of good things to say, and I like to listen to people, and I like to play off of things, and you get more of a humorous thing that way going, that way I don't keep ranting and it just goes off into different sections of me just happening to be all pissed off. But hey, for the people whose channel I support, I like to think that there's at least a documented record of my insanity. Just kidding. Oh lord, probably gonna get used against me at one point, but just kidding. Oh man, but no, it is. It's crazy because I'm one of those people where I just want freedom. I just want people to live the life, the way that should be. I mean, if you actually look at the Spanish flu, if things were like the Spanish flu, then I would be like, hey, you know what? Maybe we need to quarantine a bit. But at the same time, they also said that there was like the spread back in the Spanish flu. I think even Fauci signed off on a study of this, and I mean, look it up. I mean, this is what I've heard from people, so I haven't actually checked that out myself. But apparently, he did a study where he said the Spanish flu was spread by the bacterial pneumonia that was spread by wearing the mask. So it doesn't do a damn thing anyways. Let's give me a second here. Gotta love filtered water. It is the best. So anyways, it's one of those things where, what the hell are we supposed to do here? And I think the best thing you can really do is kind of prep. I'm not trying to advertise or any of that jazz, but I've been trying to get back into better shape. As you can see, I'm starting to get a little thinner there. I'm just under the 300 pounds, so I'm going to be going more hardcore. If I can get to the 250, I will be happy, and then keep working on that and just kind of work things down. So it means I've been trying to cut out a lot of shitty food in my diet and stuff, so it's been good. But I mean, that's what I say is that if you're a little overweight, if you're starting to get a little bit of that belly, you maybe hit the treadmill a bit, start doing some things that are good for you. because you can't rely on the government. If you know medical training, if you have medical training, that's pretty good. That's something that you can always use in an emergency situation. If you wanted to, a lot of people are like, oh, what are you gonna do? Sit in the basement and worry and all this stuff. But it's as simple as taking if you're able to, if there's anything that's allowed in your area. Now, if decided to go into instant, we've given up all of our rights and freedoms mode. And you're able to get was it resuscitation? What's that thing? I can't remember. First aid, CPR. If you went to one of those courses or something like that, or there's tons of stuff that you can actually look online and find yourself too. Good and bad ways of doing things, but there's still information out there that if you're so inclined and you want to, that's what I do. I mean, that's what pisses me off is there's plenty of friends that I talk to, various a game I play, and we've gotten into different political arguments at times and stuff like that. But I mean, I definitely let people know that I have my own kind of weird outlook, pro liberty, anti-fascism, and authoritarianism more like it. Totalitarianism is not really cool. I don't think I need to say that enough for people to realize that. I think most people know that and realize that there's a certain amount of responsibility involved. But I mean, that's the thing too, is there's a lot of stupid people out there who don't think that they ever have to be responsible, that everything happened to them because they just had a bad shake at life and that we need to give them everything and they don't need to do a fucking thing to change. Those people are idiots. We're life is one of those experiments. Hey, there's tons of people that are got tons of experience and are dead set in their ways because that's the way things have played out and they've done the things that they've done. That's how you move on. You live life in this wonderful world. But it's gotten to the point now where we can't live our lives, where we're being told what we can do, where we can go, even now we can't even sing. So I'm going to be going down there and I'm going to be busting down the playlist maybe tomorrow. I'm thinking of doing that. So I'll probably make a video if I get arrested. I don't actually have a cell phone or any actual camera stuff. So I guess technically calling myself a media channel when you're only using a webcam probably isn't really a media organization. But I'm trying. And hey, I can tell you that I'm... not only am I a media organization, but I am president-elect. That is pretty much what I've made a decision. I know there's thousands of us out there now, thanks to Biden. I am the president-elect of Canada, and I know that makes absolutely no sense. But mind you, there is a generous niche that can be carved out of this situation, folks. I will need somebody who is willing to be a good editor, because I suck at it. Alrighty, we're getting into meme territory here. Well, we've been in meme territory this entire episode, what am I saying? But anyways, getting back to business, boys. Jesus, I'd slap myself if I wasn't into weird... Let's do this. Tentacle monsters just showed up on my screen. Oh my god, the hentai girl's giggling. Oh no. Just kidding, I don't watch porn. But no, anyways, it's a world we're living in, and I joke around about a lot of stuff, but you kind of have to have a bit of a sense of humor on this thing. But I do feel bad for the people in the States. I mean, like I said, you're getting the worst situation of this. Whether or not there's if you guys win as Trump supporters, then you have to deal with that huge backlash, right? It's going to be, and if Biden wins, then there's huge shutdowns. Everybody loses. I think it's funny. All those celebrities, Biden, you need to vote now. You need to vote. It's important that you vote. You vote now. And they're trying to tell you with their eyes, vote Biden. Vote Biden. You gotta vote. You gotta go out there and vote now. Biden. And it's kind of funny because sure enough, now their entire country is going to be locked down for he says 4 to 6 weeks. Let's be honest, this is all a UN agenda. It's going to be years that Hollywood's going to be shut down, and maybe there'll be certain deals made if you're lucky. Sorry, Netflix, you're fucked. We have to bail out. We need to bail out the Chinese that own our wonderful Hollywood Entertainment Centers. Oh my god, it's ridiculous. But, you know they're gonna get bailed out. They're gonna be making the movies. They're gonna be telling you what's fashionable. All the wonderful movies that tell you, one, how horrible it is to be a straight white male. Two, how everyone who is a straight white male is probably racist. Three, how all women are stronger, if not amazingly stronger, than any possible person who is a straight white male. That's how it goes. But, at the same time, they will be selling those movies in straight yellow male territory. So, they'll probably be doing this thing where there'll be like a choose-your-own-adventure for every single major Hollywood blockbuster movie coming out in 10 years. This is what I'm calling. Probably with less black people in China. Probably with no gay people either. Let's just be a little bit honest. Lots of explosions too. And no feminists. So we're going to be having an interesting job for the writers the next 10 years. Yes. These horrible SJW writers that... What are they going to do? Are they just going to be like, alright, for movies from now on, we're going to have like... we're going to have this purple-haired... this is for the North American Western release writer. I don't want to get sued. Yeah, they've got some interesting... uneventful story arcs. And then we're going to have Jet Li over here. He's going to be writing the action sequences of every single other part of the movie that we're going to be showing to a completely different audience. So, is that how it's going to be? Is this the dystopian world we're entering? Am I being like an Alex Jones prophecy like 20 years from now to be like this weird Hollywood thing where there's like movies that we had to watch that programs us to be good people and, oh, we need the cultural Marxism. We need the cultural Marxism so you feel bad about the world not being fair. Oh. Bow down and accept the wonderful cult of diversity. That's how it is, right? And then there'll be the other one that it's like, bang as many bitches as you can, shooting guns in your hand, blowing shit up because it's the Chinese market and males are the ones that love explosions and fucking heroic stories and shit where it's men kicking ass. Can't have that in the Western culture though. We can have it, but the character must be flawed in some sort of way that makes him relatable to those people that don't like to do anything for themselves. That's pretty much what it is. Let's be honest. I'm not baiting the bush. Not beating around the bush. I'm just going straight for the throat. The jugular. Let's just do it how it is. That's how it is. Welcome to Canada. Welcome to the world, man. Honestly, it is 2020 and the world has gone blind. Completely blind. That's how it is. It's like those days where they, you know, like it's at a time where you have to kind of stand up and speak your mind. Just because it's gotten to a point where it's ridiculous. Like, we have no rights here in Canada. I can't even go out now. And, like, I mean, tomorrow, like, even though I don't know if there's a protest because I don't have Twitter, Facebook. I try not to dabble on that stuff. YouTube is, like, the farthest I'll go because as much as I joke about Susan Wojcicki. Hi, I'm Susan. I'm Susan Wojcicki. Hi, I'm Susan. Oh, I'm just trying to make a platform where everyone is just you know, fun to watch cat videos when they drink their wine. You box wine? I may be rich, but I don't have any preferences. I don't care if you drink the box wine. Oh, sorry. Please don't ban me, Susan. Please! Let me at least hit 60 subscribers. Not that I give a shit. But you know what I'm saying. It's one of those things where it's like, where are we supposed to go? Like, what are we supposed to do? Just sit there and take it Just get the COVID tracking apps and be fine if someone happens to walk by you that has the Rona, and then all of a sudden you gotta spend 14 days in the freaking your own self-made modular home. I guess the hole. You get to stay in your own hole in your own house for 14 days. Or have they like messed with the time? Is it 7 days now? Either way, your job is gonna be like, shit, we're screwed. You know, maybe you might get fired. I don't know if they can fire you, but how long are we gonna be able to do this before it gets to the point where jobs aren't able to function, and then just like there's no jobs there, and then we happen to just kind of go into this, you know, universal basic income because of the economic depression that follows from, you know, people not working and from governments spending all this money and not having any tax revenue to bring in. It is a unsustainable model. What happens to unsustainable models? Well, unsustainable models don't really sustain themselves for a long period of time. Who would have thought? Who would have thought that an unsustainable model is not sustainable? But thank God we have the Superman, the economic juggernaut that is the International Monetary Fund, the globalist bank that will be bailing us out after they take all of our wonderful assets. Now, what does that mean? What does not having assets as a country mean? Well, that means that we don't own anything. It means that we are not allowed to make money off of our own nation's labor. Or resources, pretty much. It's all going to go to the globalists. And that's going to affect a lot of small businesses, big businesses, medium businesses, and it's going to only allow a certain amount of people, big businesses like Amazon, pretty much all of the big multinational conglomerates, they're going to be allowed to function. Mind you, they may have to pay, a little stipend, a little jizya tax to the wonderful government that is the authoritarian communist regime that is Canada, or the USSR. If you are under the Biden leadership, which hopefully doesn't happen, or you're already screwed if you live in the UK. Why? Because you voted for Brexit, but you didn't get it. Oh, that's those plebs, those little peasants. Oh, God forbid they happen to stand up for themselves. Can't have that now, can we? No. Those peons, they gotta sit and spawn. And we can get rid of the conservative leader all you want, but they're just gonna put in another conservative leader that doesn't give a shit about you anyways. Kinda like our conservative leader here in Ontario, Mr. Ford. The Dougie. The Doogie. The Hundoogie. That old yahoos. That all going out in Toronto on Saturdays and having their little protests. We can't stand for it. So it's a red section now. That's how it is. That's how they do it. That's how they control you. And anybody that tries to, organize against it, hit with $1,000, $10,000 fine. How are you going to be able to pay off a fine that big within a year's time? It's usually the time that they give you. I mean, I don't know how long you're going to be able to. I'm at the point where I'll be just like, hey, I'm on a disability. You want to give me a fine? Well, might as well just throw my ass in jail because I don't give a shit. But if I'm gonna, fight for freedom, might as well be a fucking pimple on the ass of society, because it's not like they give a shit about freedom or give a shit about your rights anymore. And how many fucking people are we gonna need to stand up? Well, I tell you one. If I stand up, I'm probably gonna be maybe 1 in 20 people in a population of 40 fucking thousand that has any goddamn balls. I'll tell you right fucking now. I go down there tomorrow, I'll be lucky to see 20 people. I don't even know if this thing is called off, or if it's a fucking psyop from somebody on Facebook that mentioned it and then said, "Oh yeah, I'm going to be going there. Oh no, we're canceling it because someone got COVID or some bullshit like that." Or I think they just got wet feet because the Hamilton guy got arrested, and I mean, that's ridiculous. You should be able to have a protest in a country like Canada, and hopefully the Rebel, because they've been doing the Fight the Fines thing. There's a lot of groups that are offering legal services, stuff like that. I hope they take full advantage of it, because this is getting ridiculous. This is getting to the point where we have absolutely no right to protest. In a country where we're supposed to be so open and liberal and loving and but you say the wrong thing, or you do the wrong thing, or you stand for something that we don't agree with, then we're gonna throw your fucking ass in jail. That's what it comes down to. Or you're gonna get fined. Or they're gonna, they're making all these wonderful little these camps. What happens when they come out with a vaccine? And is Canada gonna go mandate it? Because if they mandate it, I'm not taking the fucking vaccine. They can kiss my fucking ass. It's not gonna happen. I don't even want to get a cell phone now, because what's the point of having a fucking cell phone that can track you all the goddamn time? That you're gonna have like an app to go anywhere. Like, I'm never leaving my name in these books. Like, I've gone to a couple restaurants or whatnot. Like, I don't put my information in there. Like, fuck that. No. And if they ever get to the point where they ask me to put my information in there, I am going to put in false information, because it's none of their fucking business where I live, what my address is. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, but what happens if you get it out? What happens if I get a cold or flu outbreak? Nobody stopped the entire fucking planet and made it into this weird fucking society where everyone's terrified of fucking each other, and we're all Stasi fucking snitches in the Spanish flu. I'm pretty sure there was a lot more people that died in the Spanish fucking flu, back when they were tougher, even though it was unfortunate. The conditions weren't as sanitary. You gotta admit to that. You gotta be honest about it. But at the same time, more people died. They actually needed those Nightingale open-air field hospitals because of the amount of people that were dying. People were actually moving at huge rates back during usually the first and second wave of the Spanish flu. And it took years for it to finally dissipate and for them to get herd immunity. And you say herd immunity now, and people are like, oh, I heard on Facebook and Twitter that was fact-checked, verified. I just don't know if we can be friends anymore. Trying to spread that information. You're trying to kill Grandma. You're trying to kill Grandma, Roy. Now shut up while we sit here on Facebook and Twitter and say how much we love Grandma, while Grandma sits in the old folks' home and wonders, when is my daughter and son gonna come and visit me? Oh, it's been 3 months now. Oh, it's all so sad. Oh, maybe I should just die now, because it's not like I'm going to have any golden years to live, because the fucking UN decides how I can live my goddamn life now. That's what I have the fucking problem with. And that's why I'm going to say no. Because these assholes that say that they have our fucking health in best mind and at stake, it's bullshit. It's fucking bullshit. This is the same fucking government that let the fucking Woodstock Hospital go without fucking hand sanitizer for months. It's bullshit. Fucking VRE outbreaks and all this crap. Like, fuck off. Don't try to tell me that you guys give a shit when the fucking COVID rooms are practically fucking empty all the goddamn time since this thing's been out, and we're in a second wave. Oh, we're in a second wave. You can't say that. We're in a second wave. Oh, hotter colors. Oh, the colors are getting hotter. Oh no. We have to listen to what the health inspector that nobody voted for. I don't remember voting for this Judith chick who's like put all these COVID lockdown restrictions. I never saw her fucking name on the ballot when I voted. I'm into politics. Who would have known that our government was going to be led by health officials? I mean, maybe when if we ever get a proper election up here, because apparently we can't call out our leader when he has multiple ethics violations and say, hey, maybe we should have a new politician in charge. Maybe we should see how the seats, happen to go out from a Democratic vote, and see how many people think that Justin Trudeau is just as bad, if not worse, than Harper. Can't have that. Nope, because we have the authoritarian left teaming up with each other, so that there's absolutely no accountability in Canadian politics. That's the way it runs now. We are such a puppet of the Chinese and the globalist New World Order types, the UN, all this bullshit. I mean, look at how we went to fucking Syria and We should have been there. Syria was a mistake. Think we know that now. But our government walked right into it. So I guess, that was the plan. Because then we're going to have the second and third world die off completely from all these shutdowns. And what's going to happen? It's all because of climate change. It's all because you use too much. It's all because you decided to get that truck so that you could, drive in a Canadian winter and not have to worry about dying. It's you. It's all you. It's all you. It's definitely not us government that's shutting things down so that you can't fucking live. It's definitely not us making it so that, there's no other better options on there in the market, but we have to keep our overlords happy because we're the ones that care about jobs. We're the ones who care about your safety. See how this works? You can't do anything for yourself. You can't have any prosperity. You can't have any freedom. You can't go and travel where the fuck you want. You have to wear the slave mask. You want to feed your family? Can't do that without the slave mask. Maybe you're lucky to get an exemption. Maybe some store that you go to will be like, third person today. Should I bug them? Should I ask them? I know I'm not technically legally allowed them to ask why they're not wearing a mask, but I'm sure some bullshit hopped up authoritarian douchebag employee is probably going to tell you should be wearing a mask. Not that that's their place or any reason for them to actually, have any justification to say it, but they will. Why? Because I've done that many times, and I've already told off about half a dozen people in various different encounters. And I think a lot of people, too, that am sick of this bullshit, probably gone through that, too. And I commend you for it. Good to know. There's more than one intelligent person out there. This one's for you. Random person who's probably watching this video. And at this point, 136 into it. I mean, jeez, dude. Like I said, you need a medal. If I could just, I don't know, maybe I should do some advertisements so I could just start sending my subscribers medals for the amount of watch time. I don't even know if that's a thing. But apparently you unlock, YouTube's like this weird thing where you unlock stuff the higher in subscribers you get. So I guess when they actually take subscribers or penalize you for whatever, or shadow ban you, you're losing all the good tools. All the good tools. Yeah. Well, to be honest with you, I think there's a lot of good tools out there, but they work in the government. Anyways, it's gotten to that point where you gotta say something. I'm actually, the thing is, I'm in pain all the goddamn time. And it sucks because of my back. And it also sucks because if I want to go out and do something, I have to choose what I want to do. Because it's going to cut into my exercise time, because exercising twice every day and just doing basic stuff usually knocks the shit out of my back. Especially now that I'm not eating as much stuff and trying to cut my calories, so my body's just whoa, what the hell is going on? I'm dying. The treadmill just being like, let's go, motherfucker. You got the world to fight. Peacefully. You know how it is. You get that blood rush. You're exercising regularly, breaking a sweat. Feeling like a madman. Doing the alpha. But it's one of those things where it's like, where do we go? How do we get people to wake up to see the fact that everything they're being told by the mainstream media is bullshit? I mean, I think a lot of people are waking up, but I think a lot of people have I think they said on the Joe Rogan show, the only thing I liked about that podcast that wasn't a total shit show. Same thing I tried, it's funny, every time Alex Jones goes on these shows, they're like, oh no, we're gonna fact check that. We're gonna spend 15 minutes. We're gonna fact check this. Oh, it's there. Well, we're gonna fact check something else. You said she didn't directly say she was going to make the shutdowns worse. That's disingenuous, Alex. That's so disingenuous. Oh, what's that? Biden announced he's going to be announcing a health czar that wants a Chinese Orwellian censorship and lockdown of the entire nation. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. It's almost as if you were arguing the semantics, Dome. Huh. In that little tiny little cylindric asshole butt tube in Joe Rogan's studio. It's almost like you're broadcasting from inside a giant sphincter. Go Toe Rogan. Yes. No fence sitting there whatsoever. That interview with Alex Jones was totally not to get those people on Spotify to shut the fuck up. To make them a little happy. No. Joe wouldn't do that. You're talking about the old Joe. Old Joe would never steal your own that way, laddie. No, don't you ever think that old Joe would ever throw you into the dryer patch? No. It's kind of interesting how that works, you know. And I mean, it's funny how they're all like, oh, but you've said a lot of things that I agree with, that have been proven to be right. Well, can you really say that about CNN in the last 6 years? At all? How about MSNBC? Well, you know, Rachel Maddow, I know your ratings went up. I know you made a lot of money. But it is a good thing that we as a nation and the world know that Trump likes to get pissed on by Russian hookers. My God, I didn't think I'd be able to live to an age where I would see a president get accused of peeing on Russian hookers, even though he didn't do it. What? Oh, well, this doesn't matter. He was accused. My God. Who accuses people of stuff? Unless it's gotta be correct. You know, the mainstream media for years told us that, you know, totally. 17 intelligence agencies. In fact, the 17 intelligence agencies, they met up with these hookers. You know, they tested the merchandise. Yeah, they wanted to make sure that everything was copacetic. And sure enough, they think that there might have been some shady shit going on. I think. What's that, Devin Nunes? It's all bullshit? Oh, so it's okay because we are going to make sure that Twitter and Facebook puts their little warning under every trolly comment. That is how we get out of this as the mainstream media. We are the bastions of good and intelligence and intellect and all those weird words that you learn in school that are supposed to mean something good and moral. You know, it's kind of weird how we're getting more and more hooked into this black hole of not being able to make any sense or connectivity with other people. It's almost as if this is like some sort of designed agenda that's been playing out for many decades now. And when we can't be honest with ourselves, when we can't be honest with other people, when we can't be like, all right, yeah, I understand, yeah, okay, Trump could be a little bit of a dick, but, you know, he's done this and this and this, and other people be like, okay, I understand where you're coming from. If you can't have that with people, you know, or in Canadian politics, I mean, there's so many times that I hear people are like, oh, well, you know, now with this lockdown thing, the Conservatives can do no wrong. They're all doing it for our best interest. You know, we're all just little peons that cannot live in a world by ourselves at all without Big Daddy government and the big health organization to tell us what to do, where to piss, and how wonderful public sex glory holes are, apparently according to Dr. Theresa Tam, who looks like the weirdest, ugliest genetic abomination that was ever unleashed in the John Hopkins secret 4F basement lab. I don't know. I'm pretty damn sure she is a Chinese agent. Can't prove that. This is all hearsay. I'm saying she looks like a compromised, genetically horrified abomination from John Hopkins' fourth basement 4 lab. Not saying she actually is one. I am doing what Alex Jones does, and apparently, aside from the numerous lawsuits, he's managed to get away with slandering people that way. But what? What did I need a lawyer, and I am too poor for half Asian Bill Richardson, or is it? Yeah. What's his name again? Keep getting them mixed. I love a Louder Crowder. It's a good time. But anyways, you know, it's come to the point where it's like, what are we supposed to do? And I know I've said this many times, but like, you know, like the best thing you can do is prepare. All right. Whether getting a water filtration, making sure that you always have like things in case shit hits the fan scenario is really the best thing to do. I myself might not be able to. Oh, where the fan is, it's kind of yellow. But that is the box for a 4.5 kilowatt generator. Cost me about $500, but it was worth it. I also have another generator, but it's like a smaller one. That's just kind of that was one I bought used. That just happened to be in the area that I'm actually dragging the gas out of, because obviously, yeah, you don't want to gas in the generator for too long. So I try to do a thing where I have a storage thing with gas, and I make sure that every I switch it regularly. I don't have too much of it on hand, so that it becomes like an issue or a bylaw issue or any of that crap. So, and so that way, if anything happens, I've at least got, a couple weeks worth of fuel. It's good to have for like an emergency thing. Apparently though, there's all kinds of different types of fuels out there, and, like even like some of the wax fuels is kind of cool, for like candles and lights and stuff like that, can last, like years and years. So I'm gonna start getting that when I have a little bit more money. It's just right now, it's been like, the last year, it's been mostly big projects. Like, my filter thing ended up costing me about $300, and then having to get a replacement thing is $180, because it's ridiculous here in Canada. You gotta pay arm and a leg for everything, and the generators was like a good. I think I paid about a good $850 for those. I also want to get another generator where I have two in what I'm doing too is, you can get all those generators and stuff like that, but then it becomes an issue. It's like okay, well, what if there's like an EMP attack? Because I look at like the intelligence reports, and obviously a lot of the hacking stuff is crazy. That's always an issue, but they could always use a hacking attack to maybe shut down factories or energy. Things like that. There's also people out there in the conspiracy theory realm, and hey, there's a lot of weird coincidences and stuff like that, like channels like Dutch Sense, where there's a lot of weird electromagnetic and quake anomalies that happen around like energy stations, whether or not they're solar or nuclear, all that stuff. There's a lot of weird abnormalities where these little quakes are happening and stuff. So maybe there's something around with that. Who knows? I always like to keep that open mind about that, and always watch the channels every now and then. I spend pretty much most of my day, mostly because I can't really work right now, until they bring us this magical world where you can work from home, and not it being a scam and having a fucking virus and destroying your fucking laptop and computer. Speaking from experience there. But I've done many things beforehand. Like I've said in videos where I've tried to do things from home, or network marketing. It kind of sucks because I live in a place where I don't really know anyone. I've made many different attempts to meet people in this town, and hopefully I can find people maybe tomorrow or whatnot that could be like, hey, give me a card or something like that. We can talk, or email address or something like that. Or I can tell them about this channel, and maybe they'll start watching. Maybe they'll see this video and be like, hey, this guy's a little crazy, but not too crazy. That's a good thing. So we'll see how that goes, and maybe. But as it is right now, there's a lot of it's weird because it's like a conservative area, and you think more people would be like, oh, yeah, we see where you're coming from with the freedom and the hard work and the all that stuff, and but nope. Nope. It's like people are just told to vote conservative. It's like your grandfather would roll in his grave if you voted anything but conservative. His love for conservative values is exactly why the progressive conservative values of today are completely irrelevant. They're so conservative here for such a strong conservative writing. What's amazing? Because they're conservative and they've completely protected the communist supply management dairy and chicken poultry system here in Canada. we're just gonna we're just gonna ignore the Trotskyism to that, and we're just gonna pretend that we're nationalist conservatives, even though we don't like that term. Because the Progressive Party of Canada, which is our conservative party, and I mean it's what Jon Stewart said, pretty much like gay Nader fans, is our equivalent of the Progressive Conservative Party. Harper, I mean he did some things that were good, but he also did a lot of things that I disagree with and were horrible for this country and very Orwellian. In fact, he had no problem locking down the G7 protests and the G8. Well, I think they were G8 that time before they decided that Russia bad. Oh, Russia bad. Oh, Russia bad. We did all this business in the 90s with Russia, but Russia bad. Yes. Ukraine. We filled them with proxies and neo-Nazis to play it off against the people who wanted Russia, but Russia bad. Yeah, seriously. Look it up. Our government were completely in league with the people who first took over the Ukrainian government after the Maidan Square protests and that little collapse. There were people who warned of the dangers of organized Jewry. And I'm sure there's probably people out there that are watching this that maybe say, hey, now. Don't, the Jews did a lot of bad things. And those people I don't really agree with, but there's definitely some arguments they have there that you can't ignore. One, Murder Incorporated was run mostly by a lot of Jewish people. Unfortunately, it's kind of sad, but it happened. The mob, the media, and Hollywood would have you believe that it was all Italians, but there was a lot of Jewish stuff that went on there. Lansky, Meyer, a lot of people in Murder Inc. They happen to have the, you know what I'm talking about. Now, hey, I believe everybody should be able to practice their religion freely. I'm not one of those people that think it's all the Jews. But there are different groups out there that have their own representation and stuff. And, there's people that live in my house that believe that, the Mossad and the Jews are the ones that are, doing a lot of this, that released the COVID and stuff. Me, I think it's the Chinese government. Mostly because I'm going on the let's say the historical track record of communism, which a lot of kill count if you are into gaming. You might know what I'm talking about. If not, well, I'm sure you could probably understand what kill count means. But it's just kind of one of those things. It's it's why society for some reason thinks that Nazis are the worst thing in the world, and I mean they are pretty fucking bad and are pretty damn bad. I don't agree with them whatsoever. And there's actually many arguments to be made that they are just a form of the left in National Socialism as opposed to international socialism. But most people you talk to on the streets, when you say Nazis, they believe far right. And I do not believe that far right policies are a good idea because they are into the ethno-state. I'm not into that. I like the PPC because I believe that we should limit the amount of, and it's funny because our government says that they care so much about our health. That's why they keep bringing in migrants from other countries, maybe compromised, probably not the best health systems, but we're going to bring them up here because, well, we need that cheap labor. We really need that cheap labor. We can't do any sort of program, even though we're tossing millions and billions of dollars, federally and provincially, into all kinds of bullshit. We can't make a program where it makes, people around, let's say people that are out of work because they got, they had to wait 14 days for a COVID test in their work saying, sorry, we're not getting any funds anymore. We need to replace you with workers or else we're going to go bankrupt. And they're looking for workers. Hey, I have an idea. Put them on the farm to work. Make a thing where they're getting paid. Maybe, oh no. God forbid. The farmer has to pay $1 extra. Oh no. The horror. But it's okay because we can bring immunocompromised people here and we can put them all on buses, all together on buses. They can stop off at the Walmart after their shift, before their shift, you know, they need to get a few things. That's fine. They could just sit in the Walmart lineup with 100 other people getting their groceries at that time. No restrictions needed. Nope. Nothing wrong there. Nothing to see. Everything fine. And how it is. You ask any questions, though, on why there's over the recommended amount of people waiting in the local dumb fuck Walmart lineup, and you will be looked at like you are the problem. And so that's just how it is. That's how it is. Yeah, unfortunately. And so we're almost 2 hours into this wonderful rant of mine. But I'm definitely going to see what happens tomorrow. I'm probably going to go down there. I don't have any cameras. This is probably... I'm shooting myself in the foot. Next video from old Roy is probably be like 8 months later. It'll be like, I've escaped. I'm outside in the cold. I'm like, guys, I tried to warn you. I tried to warn you. And it's like Marcy and Pierre come up. Get back into the cage, motherfucker. Boom, beating me in the head with the fuck clubs. Managed to steal one of their damn phones for 10 seconds. Let y'all know what happened. And then you will never see this channel on the YouTubes again. Welcome to the new world. The brave new world. The brave COVID-19 world. Where nobody ever has any freedom unfurled. Cry if you didn't laugh. That's what it comes down to. But hopefully we'll get through this. But I've seen so many people who I thought were reasonable. Just their authoritarian side kick in. People, family members. I'm sure a lot of people are having arguments with their families. Anybody who's watching this that's actually most likely awake out of the 50 people out there, it's good to know there's other people out there that aren't, completely brainwashed by this. I mean, myself, I understand the safety and the freedom argument, and, if there was actually a serious, outbreak of this, if this was actually people dying, dropping dead, And it's funny how people always, talking about how you have to, weld people into their homes like China for this to, and that's okay, apparently, in their books, but if Trump ever welded somebody into their apartment building, be like, it's okay, media, we are doing this because you want us to. We'll get through this. If I have to weld every fucking orphanage so they can't get out the front door, if little Timmy has to take all 12 beds, sheets, and rub them together, tie them together, and fucking fall out the front balcony trying to feed the fucking other little orphan kids in the fucking building a couple of apples from a tree next door, that's his own damn fault. You did it for the common good. That's what matters. I don't care how many people we have to imprison. I don't care how many rights we have to trample. I don't care how many people we have to euthanize with these horrible vaccines that are having severe and horrible side effects. We will get through this. There may be a significantly less percentage of the world's population that's still living, but we will get through this. You have to sacrifice everything, and you will get nothing. But we will say you'll get something, and you'll feel like you got something. We'll take away all your ownership. We'll take away actual money as it exists in the way that it does today for some sort of carrot and stick-based app where you get to tell on your fucking neighbors for extra wonderful Sesame credit points. I'm a good civilian. I turned my neighbors in because they had 5 people over the limit. I'm a hero. I'm saving the world. I'm wonderful and moral, and look at me. People are gonna, oh my god, people are gonna have to, like everything I do, and they're gonna have to, when they see me, they're gonna have to be like, oh, you're keeping us so safe. Oh, Mr. Stasi man, who tells people that they can't live the way they want to live. Oh, we are so glad you are out there, and we are so glad that you are rich from your wonderful digital cap applications from the government for being such a wonderful slave. I mean, such a wonderful police officer. You are the social justice warrior police officer that we need to replace real police officers. Yes, you and the social workers will be out there on the front lines, taking the stabbings, the shootings from the crazy people. You, heroes. You, gods amongst men. You, titans of security. You, behemoths of everything that is good and decent in the world. Yes, you will obey. Good on you. Yes, we love getting our wonderful carrot app points so that we can get all these wonderful rewards, like maybe one day being able to watch movie in real theater. It is wonderful. Only special people can go there. You must at least turn in your grandma to watch Frozen 3. It is unnecessary, but it makes us happy. So it's good for you. See how it is? Now, mind you, 50 tattletales and people getting sent to the camp, you get yourself a free RV. Now, that RV may have cameras in the washroom. Lots of cameras in the washroom. That may happen to, go to one of our Stasi representatives' offices. They, but you got it from the state for being a good peon. That's what matters. You got yourself, you can be like, hey, everybody else, everybody sleeping on street, I have RV, but I turn in my fellow brother and man. Yes, it's wonderful. Yes, come over in my RV and everyone can watch us being watched by the state. It's awesome. It's so much fun. And if you say something bad, I have you executed. It's wonderful. I hope you like one channel. We have one sports team. It is not that good. Welcome to Canada. We'll have one baseball team, 350 different diverse soccer teams. Welcome to Canada. And not one of them can compete nationally or internationally. Oh no. We were a joke before this. This isn't fair. Canada was already ridiculous. Now we're just... it all started when we elected a fucking soy boy. That's what happens when you get drama teachers as prime ministers. He can cry really well, though, with a beard. I'll give him that. I noticed, what's this, 6 months now without his wife being at the cottage with him? I wonder what's going on there. I guess, maybe she asked for a little too much money. Maybe she'd be like, you got to pay attention to me. I am the Sophie. I am the Queen of Canada. You must get your friend, Mr. Aga Khan. And even though you barely know him, you must phone him and tell him we are going there because I do not like the code. I want to my private island to be able to lord it over with all my friends on Facebook on how wonderful I am being a foreign leader's wife. Oh my god. They're not gonna suffer this. They're doing fine. They get to go to their little cottage family dinners, and they got the RCMP and CSEC and CSIS and all that shit doing operations because they just want to fucking do their own thing because it's one rule for them and another rule for the rest of us. That's how it works. See, we're not allowed to go to funerals. We're not allowed to have family dinners. No, those traditions like cooking meat, a big meat-filled traditional celebration in Canada? We can't have that. No, we have to replace Christmas or Thanksgiving with some weird Indian holiday where they shoot fireworks into the sky in the middle of November for some reason. Because that's smart. We're gonna switch Christmas with some other weird-ass fucking tradition that nobody knows about until this year because we're trying to be socially progressive, and on the CBC, we need ratings. So, we gotta pander to every demographic. Just how it is. You see, you would think that a country as diverse and multicultural as Canada would be able to have programs that were geared towards everyone in Canada. That's a little too much to ask. Why? Because here at the CBC, we are socially progressive. What does that mean? Well, it means that aside from our voodoo basket weaving courses, we do have, this kind of air to our studies, this intellectual dishonesty, if you will, where we just feel that we are just so much more better than the rest of the Canadian population. It's really what makes us here at the CBC so integral into the programming, the quality programming from the channels that we channel into your brain. So effective at this wonderful organization that runs completely off of your sweet, sweet taxpayer money. Yes. Well, you're worried about paying that increased hydro bill that keeps going up by percentages each year because we decide to go for solar, even though we run mostly off of coal as a backup. Because that's how these bullshit fucking morons work. It's like, look at me, I'm plugging my Tesla in. Oh, wow, 80% of the places in the world that you're plugging your Tesla in run on coal. Oh, those fossil fuels. Damn it. Every time they make us hypocrites. Huh. Who would have thought? So it's one of those things where it's like, what are we going to do? I keep saying this, and this is 2 hours in? I'm going to keep going. Maybe, I got the hot fire tonight. Maybe I'm going to have to, find some alcohol soon and embalm it as quickly as humanly possible to be able to get myself through the horrible realization that we're going into this, planned New World Order thing. I'm not religious, but when they said that, that people are going to have the mark of the beast and that you're going to have, a certain symbol that allows you to be able to shop, live, do anything, and that certain people that have the mark are allowed to do what they want, but people who aren't having the mark, who are saying, hey, maybe I want to find, a grocery store, a place I can buy food, to keep my family alive, maybe to keep myself alive, a little sustenance, kind of what the body needs, to be able to do those wonderful day-to-day energy things that we need to do. Well, we don't need that anymore. No. We gotta wear masks for that. We gotta do everything we gotta do. We have to step in their little lines. We have to deal with the fact that we probably can't get what we want this week because it's probably, hasn't arrived yet. Hasn't made the journey across the sea yet. Why? Well, because everybody shut down, because it's harder to get those wonderful supplies. And even though we're getting less and less in the first world, it's not nearly as bad as the complete societal breakdown of third and second world nations. So it's like, this lockdown, the suicides are gone up. It's ridiculous. The amount of spousal abuse and domestic disturbances, and people are probably getting killed because they're stuck inside with each other for way too freaking long than what they need to be. Some people, they need space. You keep my grandma and grandpa together for too long, and there might be a that chapter murder thing on YouTube about it. It's just the way they are. I love them to death. Best grandparents ever, amazing. But they need their space. My grandpa used to go and have his nice little drive where he'd be able to go and have a beer somewhere and come back. Can't do that anymore. He's got to sign in. So my grandma was like, has he been here? Oh, no, I don't know who you're talking about. The Tony. Let me see the book. Oh, I'm busted, damn it. Because, the book that they keep there when you go to restaurants, you have to sign your, name and your address and stuff like that. Apparently, it's required by the law. And we're supposed to completely believe that, even though you're able to go up with your phone and be like, hey, look, here's a list of people's contact information. Click. Apparently, that's, all your identity. This is what the government said, right? That all the collection of your identity will never, ever be given to a third party. That is what he said from the lips of the dragon himself. And it's kind of funny because they're open books. Anybody, let's say if I was somebody who liked to scam people, all I would be doing is going around to restaurants with a phone, getting all their fucking information. Oh yeah, I'll just have a glass of water and a lemon wedge. Yes. Oh, what's that? Nothing. Oh, never mind. Actually, I'm not feeling too good. I'm gonna go home. Just freak them out before you leave. Oh my god. What's your name and your address and location? Just give them somebody's fucking name and address that you can't stand. Just do it. Just kidding. I think I'm breaking the law now, but I'm telling people to do that. See what happens when I rant for too long on camera. Bad shit happens. Oh, man. But no, what I'm saying is, I think a lot of people agree. We're getting to a point where it's, you got to start telling people if you can. I mean, for me, I don't really know a lot of people. It's just my buddies from high school. Just really a couple. His brother lives where I live. I talk to him every now and then, but he's kind of more a religious thing, and he's kind of more like, the end of the world is nigh, and they're oppressing me, and I can't do my religion, and hey man, I totally agree with the oppressing and not being able to do your religion, because Christians are the most persecuted freaking group out there right now, when you think about it. They're being targeted all around the world for all kinds of horrible atrocities, and I think it's funny how, you bring that up, everyone's like, oh, but the Crusades and blah, 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 blah. And yeah, okay, religion had some horrible things, but you're trying to look at it through a rose-colored modern perspective, and it's pretty easy to do it that way. But it's not easy to realize that, the Crusades were in response to mass amounts of Islamic invasions. In fact, there was always those kind of wars going on between religions and stuff like that, so, But it's always made out that Christianity is the worst one. And, I mean, take out the child diddling, I would agree. But there seems to be that in a lot of different cultures and religions. It's just, Catholicism seems to be the one that is like the, hey, everybody, it's our thing. Welcome to the motto of altar boy appreciation. Oh my god, that's so wrong. But anyways, it's, how the heck are we supposed to get through this? It's ridiculous. Or we're supposed to just, sit there and take it, live your whole life inside your basement, getting absolutely no vitamin D, getting sicker and sicker, having your immune system become weaker and weaker. So you take more flu vaccines that nobody really knows if the flu strain that they're injecting into your body, because they're predicting it from the year before, is going to work at all. And so it reduces your immune system because you're putting crap into your body to fight it, and then that weakens your immune system. So when another strain of flu, or the actual COVID, if it does exist, because, hey, at this point, I can't trust anything the damn media says, or the government, or pretty much the big pharma. Sorry, you've just lied too many times. You've said so many things and then turned around and said those things all of a sudden either are serious or aren't serious. I don't believe you have any credibility for me to believe what the hell they're saying. Mainstream media. No evidence whatsoever that there's fraud in the U.S. election. Are you kidding? Have you not seen the affidavits? The thousands and thousands of affidavits. But nope, nothing to see here, folks. Absolutely legit. We would never question the integrity of our election systems. Oh my god, CTV, CBC, that mean old Trump. The whole time, it's just been him, being all mean and fascist, just arresting all those reporters and all those journalists and all those What? Oh, he didn't do that? Oh, what? He was completely fair and balanced the whole time and just called them out for being lying sacks of shit? Oh, what? Oh, I guess that changes things. Yes, I guess that completely ruins the bullshit liberal narrative that Trump was a Nazi fascist this whole fucking time after, letting them berate him in the media and in the government constantly, nonstop, for 5 years almost. Oh, yes. I remember when Hitler, he stormed into the Jewish center and said, "You guys, fake Jews. I'm sick of it. Goodbye." That's it. Yep. That's why Hitler isn't as famous. In fact, just kidding. Oh, I gotta stop with this bad rhetoric. But come on, if you see where I'm coming from. Authoritarians do not like criticism. Authoritarians lock that shit down as fast as you can say, "Oh, fuck." I am seeing, when it comes to the silence and censoring of information, right? Let's look at Twitter. Let's look at Facebook. If you say anything, even the president says, "What is this?" when he first realized that all these votes flipped and that all these votes came in for Biden. He was censored by Twitter. They put their little thing up there. "Oh, this is contested." So get ready to have any opinion that's contrary to the mainstream narrative, to what CNN approves, to what the Trust and Safety Council, the wonderful Trust and Safety Council on Twitter, the deargasming Twitch thought. Their opinion matters. I tell ya, they are the experts. Nay, the heroes that we need to see this through this horrible, horrible ordeal. I think we're kind of getting to a point now where cultural Marxism, communism, I'm just going to call it that, or techno-communism, techno-fascism, there's so many different ways you can put it. Pretty much the government working with big tech in the state, businesses, and businesses don't have a say in this. They're being forced into fascism because they're not allowed to say, "I'm not enforcing these policies." Because some customer goes in there and says, oh my god, this business, they are not enforcing this Nazi policy. Oh my god, I am seeing all these Jews in this store. Oh my god, why is the German government not doing something about this? I tell you, these Jews, they could spread the disease, they could spread the Rona. They're gathering together. Oh my god, they're not wearing masks. Oh my god, they're congregating. Oh my god, they're praying. Oh no, they're singing. Oh, that's even worse. Oh no, we're gonna have to send them to a concentration camp. And that's where we are today. Except, replace Jews with people who don't buy this New World Order bullshit system. That's where we are. We are building internment camps in Canada. We have built them. Media tries to say they don't exist. Oh, these detention centers? What are you mental? Do you not realize that Canada has your best concerns of safety in mind? 24/7? 365, 1/4 of the days of the year? Because we love you so much. We need these fences outside these porta potty building things we set up. We need those fences to ensure your safety. And freedom. Oh, and freedom. Of course, freedom. You have all the freedom you want in this wonderful place. You just have to stay within the boundaries of the electrified and razor wired fence. But you're free. I mean, you're technically standing on dirt that doesn't cost money, so technically it's free. I mean, you if you want, you can move your shackles around a little bit. You can maybe make a couple little, maybe some designs in the dirt. You're free to be as creative as you want to be in those chains, because we're being kind and considerate. We need you to we need you to die. We need you to be incarcerated for the good of everyone else. Of course. You see, when we release our bioweapon, and we have COVID 21, or we don't know yet. We haven't. We're still thinking of a cool name at the John Hopkins, the big brain technocratic doctor place. Yes, funded by the UN and Bill Gates. Yes. We still haven't came up with a cool name for it, and when we come up with a cool name for the mutation of the COVID, we were talking to a couple. There was a French guy who thought maybe we should instead of 19. I don't know what the number for 20 is, but maybe it'd be like was it COVID Vant? COVID Vant. Or it's COVID Vant. I think I found this is Vant 20. I'm going to have to look this up. My God, I'm fact-checking myself in real time. Suck it, CNN. Let me see here. What is 20 in French? See, I'm already committing a felony in Canada because apparently I'm supposed to know this. See, I'm actually, in fact, from now on, I'm going to have to, just do all of my 2-hour and some odd long rants, and then I'm just going to have to do it again, run it through Google Translate, and figure out how to say that shit in Francais. That's just how it is. What is 20 in French? Vent. Yes, I was right. Vent? How to say it? That's a bad way to phonetically suggest how to say that. Anyways. Alright, we're still going. First time for everything. Fact checking myself in real time because we're in the new world. This is the new normal. I get to make an ass of myself and punish myself at the same time. Why? Because I'm trying to secretly also get my social credit score up because that's going to be a thing soon. And I hope you like China. Hope you like things breaking that you order in the mail. Or stuff that's got copious amounts of cadmium. Because all those heavy metals from China, they're good for your body. People say that it's toxic to get cancer from heavy metals. Well, I tell you something. You have never been a mainstream news reporter. We take that shit all the time. In fact, the CNN brain pills that they sell on television and that they actually give secretly to their own people, it's got all that stuff in there. It's got all the mercury, the lead, the tungsten, all the fucking crazy ass element stuff in the lower part of the periodic table that nobody can fucking pronounce properly. It's all there. We take all the heavy metals here at CNN. Keeps us on board. Keeps us accurate and the arbiters of truthful information. And all those others be damned. Because we are the trident from the spear of truth and corporate ownership. Ted Turner, Captain Planet. You be the judge. Oh my God. But no, I mean, hey, I'm going to keep ranting. Because I am really pissed off, and I've waited 4 months to do this video, and, you guys are getting a full-length movie. It's going to be like me, fighting the British next act. Next act, I'm going to get imprisoned. It'll be, probably some Irish dude's bitch, and have to figure out how to, fight off the guards, and then I'll get their respect, and then there'll be like this crazy fourth act thing where we're all like trying to, fight the man, and the fifth act we all get murdered by the state. Oh, that won't sell. But it will be honest. I guess you can make a documentary after it. The people that fought the COVID cops and ended up murdered inside of concentration camps for people who did not follow the New World Order agenda. Sounds pretty crazy. Sounds pretty insane. That's because it's the future. They used to say the future is plastic on The Graduate. The future is plastic, son. Plastic. Well, now the future is COVID tracking apps, and social credit scores, and complete paralyzing fear for the rest of your lives. So that's something to look forward to. That's something to want to have kids and a future for. That's something where I want to find a career and become independent and, Nope, sorry, universal basic income is going to quash that. But you will be able to go to school for basket weaving. It will be paid for by the government. You will never be able to find a job in a real-world economic scenario from the shit that you're going to be massively, heavily in debt for, but we will be doing it digitally and forgive things, so as long as you vote liberal, push our values, tell everybody in your family that they're wrong, yeah, pretty much, maybe we might just lower your, or maybe give you a little bit of a boost on that little social credit score. Give them a little, maybe you can go to a coffee, house and get them a Starbucks every now and then, I know it sounds ridiculous, it really does, but we're getting more and more controlled. You can't go anywhere. If you want to travel, good luck with that. You gotta get like your G14 classified fucking security clearance now to be able to go past the border. Interprovincial, apparently now you can't go in provinces. That's wonderful. You ever want to go and, see Canada, you can't even do that. You can't even be a tourist in your own country anymore. That's how it is. Maybe if you fly from one province to another, but I think maybe in the middle of the air, they have an air marshal that comes out there and be like, take the COVID test now. You're like, can I wait till we land? No. Like, shoves it into the back of your brain, pops out the back part of your head. Look, I can see to the back of my head now, Ma. It's alright. The worst part is it's a return flight, so you'll get two. It's gotten to a point where you can't even protest, like I said before. You can't make any kind of, if you get a lot of people that go out there, maybe one person's going to have to start going out at one point and just be like, I'm sorry, officer, I'm just standing out here with a sign, stretching my legs, getting my one time of the day allowable source of sunlight and exercise. So mark me down for that. I'll promise I won't go outside anywhere else today, and I'll sit inside and watch CTV and CBC and Global and think about how evil my neighbors are and how wonderful I am and how horrible the rest of the people are around the world for not giving into the New World Order. We're only gonna melt from the glaciers melting. We're the global warming. It's gonna dissolve us all into the sidewalk in 10 years. Alexandria Occasional Cortex told us that, we only got about 10 years left now. And, oh my God, we better give Al Gore all the monies right now to stop this climate change. It's the only way we're going to do it. We're going to even need David Suzuki. He's gonna tell it. We just give him money. And he will just fix things with his, way... He talks to whales, apparently. And so he goes to Vancouver, right? And he sits there at the ocean. And you give him $500,000. And after the $500,000 is given directly to David Suzuki, he does his whale calls. And the whales, they know how to talk telepathically to this David Suzuki, right? So that's why he's our national Canadian treasure. And so he uses the whales, right? And they get their scrub brushes out and they start scrubbing the bottom of the ocean taking all of the necessary plastics, mind you, and pollution, putting it into one spot, and then usually the divers have to come down and then take all the garbage out from the ocean. It's really an amazing thing to see. In fact, they changed the climate doing this. Apparently, it's amazing. It's one of those magical things that you can only see on the Nat Geo channel. Apparently, And so obviously I'm being a jackass. But come on, like, it's ridiculous. China and India get to keep dumping all their shit into the fucking ocean, into these giant plastic gyres, and yet we're the ones in the West that get to blame for it. We're the ones that have to go onto these Paris climate deals, cripple our economies, get the average person to pay way too much in taxes, and have over-regulations that make it impossible for energy companies to survive even in an environment where they can reduce the amount of waste that they're doing, because the cost that they would have been able to put into those ways of advancing things to make it less costful for them are complete barriers put in by the government. And yeah, okay, there's some people like that needs to be prosecuted when they screw up in those companies, but that never happens, And so I'd like to see that happen. I think most people on the left and right would like to see people like Freedom Industries that like decided to fucking destroy the entire fucking one giant ass river in West Virginia, and then they like end up like, oh, we're going bankrupt, we're not gonna pay a damn thing, you guys deal with it. And then what happens a month later? The same people start another shell organization and make tons of money. I see where this is going, Reginald, and I like it. Oh my god. It's ridiculous. 2.5 hours. And if anyone's listened to the end of this, please, just comment in there. Be like, yes, I actually listened to the entire time. And my god, I don't know what to think. You can say whatever you want to think there. I just want to hear it. I just want to see one person that's listened to the entire thing of me ranting. And I will do my best to maybe make some plastic or paper medals. I don't know. I'm really bad with crafts. I was like the arts and crafts kids that's like, yeah, I'm just going to be all crazy and like do funny shit because I suck at art. Yeah, see this? Yeah, this is what we call the stick figure. It's kind of Jackson Pollocky. I'll give you that. But I think I have much room for improvement, and that's the best part about being a newbie at art. Yes. I mean, I could probably just, save all my bodily waste and say it's a statement against the patriarchy, and people will pay probably $2 million because that's the thing. But, I guess I just don't have the proper credentials. I don't think I've listened to enough Marxist professors yet to really, have my art appreciated for the way that it should be appreciated. Like Dr. Evil, for somebody who they criticize him and he fails half the time, but, he does have an ambition, a desire, a willpower there that you just can't ignore. I mean, you just can't throw that out with the baby with the bathwater, because you're gonna have less babies. That's not cool. You can't. It's like, why do we need water? We're not gonna bath the baby. We're just gonna throw it out. Yeah, damn babies. I tell you, those babies. I mean, they fuel the dead babies in UK hospitals to keep the lights on. I mean, that's probably where I think we're gonna be going with the Biden administration. We're gonna be 8-year-old sex changes, and we will be taking the aborted fetal babies and fueling hospitals. I mean, come on, it's progressive. It's what the UN wants. I mean, we're just standing. We are standing in the way of progress. We should just kill ourselves now, and a certain small group of people will be allowed to be put into the matrix and plugged into every orifice. But there's just so many of us, usually people that like to do things for ourselves. Well, Fortunately, you're not going to be welcome in the new world. So, we're not going to let you get the brain chip, you know? Like, you're not cool enough to take the brain chip, all right? Like, you want to be in the clique with, like, Elon banging, like, chicks in cyberspace through your mind? Well, you need the chip, boy. You know, it's amazing, this chip in the brain. Like, all of a sudden, I'm just like, people are talking to me like, hey, what are we going to do? It's a really bad situation. I'm just like, oh, I don't care. I am banging chicks in cyberspace with a brain chip. Like, come on. Responsibilities? Who fucking needs that? I'm going to sit here, get laid every goddamn day, 24/7, and my brain chip. So what if it causes cerebral hemorrhaging or damages or all kinds of horrible side effects? So what if I can't pronounce my name or I act like Joe Biden for the rest of my life? I will be getting some. And that's all that matters to the male brain. So, I mean, they got us. We're doomed. Yeah. It's all going to be electronic squid tentacles and MAGA girl. Animated. Beautiful. Brain chip. And you're gonna eat Subway subs every day. Oh my god. You'll be getting the 12-inch foot long, alright? If you don't take the brain chip, because you'll be in the prison watching the CNN. Because that's the only thing they show in prison, apparently. It'd be like, you're trying to go to sleep and all they're doing is just playing the CNN. Damn, Brent. Damn you, Trump. Damn you, Trump. Damn you, Trump. Damn you, Trump. Then they make the prisoners vote. Just kidding. Alright, now I'm getting way off track now. Getting into the weeds, for sure. I should be getting into the weeds. That might actually make some of my arguments a little bit more interesting. But I've been kind of doing infotainment tonight, if you haven't noticed. So I am going to end it there because this is 2 hours and 35 minutes and I think I've ran out of material to rant on. And I hope you enjoyed it. Now, like I said, if you listened all the way through this, fucking congratulations to you. You know, I think a lot of people are in the same boat. We're just wondering what to make out of this. You know, people in the UK, hopefully you guys can get out of this because it doesn't really seem that your government is on your side at all. Doesn't even seem like the British government is the British government anymore. It's almost like the European Union was an unelected foreign body that took over the making of your own country's laws. Man, I'm glad I'm not a conspiracy theorist, or I think something would be fucking weird there. Jeez. You know, it's totally fine for people to vote for something and then not get it eventually. I mean, hey, you know what? Maybe the Democrats are going to have that feeling soon. Just kidding. The only thing is, they didn't rig the Brexit vote. Maybe the Scottish independent vote. I've heard some stories and saw some videos. But they won't get the accurate representation or the courts there to do that recount. It's been way too long now. But, what can I say? I mean, you know, if you're in Brazil, at least you got Bolsonaro, I guess, you know, but even then, I'm not really, the whole, Bolsonaro kind of seems a little bit more a little more kind of towards the right, further than what I would go, but I mean, he's still fighting for the Brazilian people, and I think that's badass, and I mean, you look at countries around him, and it's probably good that some country actually starts caring about their workers, as opposed to other countries around Brazil that said they cared about the workers, but now they're eating their kitties. They are eating their pets. They have already ate their pets. In fact, their pets, they've been eaten too. I'm surprised there isn't, like, cannibalism going on there. I mean, you think at this point, Venezuela, it's just kind of like, you know, the hunt. Be like, hello, amigo. Alright, I'm gonna shut up before this turns racist and stops being funny. Well, I think I probably stopped being funny a couple minutes ago, because this is just ridiculous. It's, you know, we're in a 1984 world. We're in a dystopian novel. We are, pretty much being told what we can do, what we can't do, where we can work, how we can feed our families. It's And then what they're gonna do, and Alex Jones is right, and it's so obvious now that they're going to use these shutdowns, cause the collapse of the second and third world, and then all of a sudden, why? Because COVID and climate change. The reason why, the main reason, this is something that's very, very, very important that I should note in my channel, compared to a lot of other channels, is that this whole thing with the COVID shutdown is ridiculous. Like it's, well, I know a lot of people are saying it's ridiculous, but it's one of those things that has been used completely to just control every aspect of our upcoming lives. Like, we're gonna be like, it's ridiculous. It's gonna be using the second and third world deaths, and then we're gonna get guilt tripped because, like, what they said was, they've been pushing this. One of my main point is here. Sorry, I'm not editing it. Is the whole, how freaking the oh damn it, I'm having a brain fart right here. But no, what I meant to say is that the oh shit, I'm trying to think here. Oh no, I'm screwing myself over. I did all the crazy thought stuff so that oh man, I missed the main point where I was trying to say there. What I was trying to say is this shutdown itself, the way that it's being orchestrated, is completely planned. It's been planned for years, and it's funny how they're using the lockdowns now as a way to justify between the left and right, the authoritarians on both sides. And what I don't like the most part about this is that it's they're building internment camps. They're, as much as they try to deny it, they're building centers for people that are going to reject the mandatory vaccines, that are going to try to create protests, that are going to try to speak out against it any way, shape, or form. You are now a target, pretty much, especially in Commonwealth countries, UK. This is a collaborated and orchestrated effort, and that's the craziest part about this is the and it's funny how they're using it to pretty much. It's like a mental thing. It's like we're hopeless now. It's like, oh, capitalism has failed now. We need to do communism. We need when the government needs to print money first. And I have to say, full disclosure, I'm getting money from the government because I'm on ODSP. I hate it. I've done multiple different attempts to try to get off of it, to do different things that will give me an income, but it never worked. Or I broke even at the best part. I was selling digital boxes for this one company called One World Digital Solutions that Dan Dix from Press for Truth advertised, and I thought it was amazing at first. I'm like, holy shit, this is really cool. He had a really swag thing, and I bought some of the boxes and all that stuff, and it's all like, what was it? He had it set up where you could just do a update thing, and then just do where it was one touch button thing. It made it really fucking amazing and easy to use, and they had all these cool apps on there. You can watch all these free movies, live TV, stuff like that. And then he stopped doing all the effort in that, because it took a lot of effort to keep the repository up and all that stuff. If you know any of the Cody stuff and all that shit for the free TV and all that stuff. And then it just turned into a thing where it was you had to buy this other thing for a service, and it's I'm trying to sell this because I bought a bunch of different boxes. I thought it was so great that these things can play all kinds of different stuff in games, and decent quality games and emulators too. And so I was oh, this is awesome. So I bought the boxes and tried to sell them and stuff like that, and I sold enough to make to break even pretty much. But what happened was they started coming out with those little sticks now, where it's they have a thing where it's they'll have a bunch of cheap programmers in fucking Thailand or something like that, and they're updating it regularly, and then people just buy the stick kind of thing, and so the person that is selling it makes the money off of it and kicks a little back to the people who are doing the updating for the app and stuff, so they're getting constantly, if a repository goes down, and they can back it up or whatnot. So it's one of those things. But yeah, I mean, it was alright, and I still keep the boxes around, but I've had to use other apps to use on it or whatnot, and it's it went from being really super easy to sell when I first kind of bought into it to it didn't work too well. It ended up being everybody was well, why would I pay $300 to $500 for this box when I can just get a stick that's $60, $80, and there you go. So that became ridiculous and completely unprofitable. So The wonderful things of capitalism is that you're allowed to fail as many times as you can until you get it right, right? But that's how it is. So it's not like I haven't done anything. I've just been sitting around my ass and complaining. I'm trying to do as much as I can and be, somewhat useful, so that way it's fun. But no, this is definitely an Orwellian control mechanism. They're using it to just, like kids now. Like I would hate to have kids that are going to school. They're terrified of you got teachers, and I understand there's some teachers that actually do give a damn about what they're doing and actually enjoy it. But there's a lot of people that are in it just for the government pay. They're just in it like they're the ones that are at the little protests like, we're here solely for the kids. Oh yeah, and my 2% increase for this year. Yeah. But I'm for the kids. Definitely for the kids. Yeah, I'm here for the kids. Yeah. I'm gonna teach them that they are evil for the color that they were born with. Or maybe they're better off for the color that they're born with. I still am waiting for the Social Justice Warrior Brigade to tell me, because I am an educated Marxist. And an educated teacher. And I need to tell everybody else how they need to live. Because that is the importance. That's what we need to teach our children. We don't need to teach them where money comes from. We don't need to teach them why we fight wars for no reasons. No, we need to teach them about climate change. No, we need actually to really teach them about many different genders and that you can cut off your sex organs whatever age you want, because that's progressive and it's cool, and I think Lady Gaga said it was fun and awesome. I'm not too sure myself. I've never looked into chopping off my balls. Never really came across as a thing to me, being quasi-normal. Mind you, I have my issues, but chopping off my balls just so happens to not be one of them. So I consider myself pretty lucky in that regards. But, I'm a attack helicopter trapped in a man's body, and it is every day. I just want to fly into the atmosphere at least 200 kilometers an hour and just, fire my missiles just randomly into the ocean. Fly free. Can't do that, unfortunately. Maybe one day. My application is pending at the Society for Infinite Genders. They are a relatively new society of infinite genders, mind you. And I've tried to put in my application, but it seems that they've temporarily stalled the application process just because of all of the ironic douchebags like me. There's thousands of them that wanted to be classified as some sort of attack helicopter gender status, and I guess they have a problem with that. You can call yourself, a multi-gender fluid pencil stapler brid. I think that's a thing. You can get away with that. But you can't get away with attack helicopter. Apparently, Lauren Southern said it, and so everyone's a Nazi. I didn't make the rules. I did not make these rules at all. In fact, I kind of think I should make these rules because maybe I'd make them better. But I'm too white to even consider that thought. And in fact, I am sick with myself right now for even suggesting that I could suggest an imaginary future gender. I know there's an infinite amount of selections, but I have overstepped. I'm so sorry. I forgot I put my I got the free 6-inch sub for being white privileged earlier on today, and I should have just stuck in my place and just said absolutely fuck all. I should have just shut up. I'm not even going to be able to post a self-indulgent selfie on my Facebook tonight because I feel so terrible about being white. I know I was born white. I know it's horrible. It's I even have this thing where I grow my beard really long. I know I shouldn't do it. I know I should not grow my beard at all. You know, being COVID, and people could get dead from my beard hairs. It's it's scientifically proven, folks. I might have to just shave my beard, shave my balls, maybe my back. I don't know. That may be going a little too there. I don't know. My butt. My butt. It's open for shaving. I mean, apparently you're supposed to wax the ass. I'm not 100% sure on this. I've never done it before, but I want to be a hero. I want Bill Gates to think I'm cool. So I guess, you see, I'm not into wearing pink sweaters and talking effeminate as much as what I'm doing right now as a joke. So I don't think it would work that well, but I really do think that if I kill enough of other people's grandmas for Bill Gates, through his wonderful death panels that he's going to be bringing to Canada soon, because he's such friends with Justin Trudeau. They totally take walks together in parks with security officers, and we're not allowed to ask any questions, but I am pretty sure that they have the most wonderful scenic walks together, and in the end, when you're running a country like a proto-fascist, isn't that what really matters? That feeling of friendship with other world leaders, where you're out talking about wonderful oppressive international technologies and methodologies to, remove the freedoms of the democratic, elected people who are voting for you. It's one of those things where it's they don't really matter. Like, yes, they matter in a way where they place a vote for you, but if you promise them enough things and don't deliver, and look nice enough that soccer moms will want to bang you, you're pretty much in the clear nowadays. Politics and policy doesn't really matter as much as, crying, wearing pink socks to try to impress other world leaders, even though they kind of look at you strange. But that's just because Canada is just so much more progressive than the rest of the world. The rest of the world really just doesn't understand how, so super awesome Canada is with our super taxation and our, ridiculous, wait times to get any kind of specialized surgery or specialist visit. Or, family doctor. Because you don't really need doctors for families. No, that's you don't need it. It's just Canada. We will take your money. If you're dying of something that can be fixed right away, we might be able to help you. But if you have a chronic illness, well, I hope you like waiting a long, long time. Because that's how it is in Canada. We say we're the best in the world. We don't have to necessarily deliver on that promise. A lot of people that are, diagnosed with cancer end up dying from it spreading before we can actually get them in there to treat it here in Canada, as opposed to the United States, where if you have money you can get treated, but that's one of those things where it's a catch-22 if you're poor. And that's one of those good things. We're just moving the line. Like Bill Maher said, more people gotta die. We gotta have a horrible disease like COVID. Who would have thought that Bill Maher would have called this before the economy went to shit? It's almost like he kind of knew this beforehand. It's almost like when Fauci said in 2017, 2018 that we're gonna be coming up to a pandemic that we've never faced in a long, long time. It's almost like he kind of knew that something was coming down that pipeline. Now, mind you, I'm not one of those dirty conspiracy theorists, but I have to say, Event 201 just happened to be so, it just happened to be a couple months before the actual coronavirus outbreak, So what if in that little, that little exercise that they pretended that, there was this giant coronavirus outbreak months before it happened? That's part of the plan. That's why we know we have such intellectual gods that we have to trust, even if people die from AstraZeneca tests in Brazil, even if people get weird neurological diseases who are completely healthy while they take these wonderful tests. That's totally fine. Those are acceptable losses. Bill Gates said so. He said we have these wonderful vaccine damage courts for a reason. They can, if they become retarded or if they die, we can just give them a couple $100. That'll help them, maybe buy some Pringles, get them through their sadness, maybe some chocolate, make them diabetic so they get on the system. We want that way to happen. That's more money for us. We're Bill Gates. We get money for being us. For saying we're going to help you and give these wonderful vaccines to the world while I'm wearing my pink shirts and talking all effeminate and high-pitched and how I'm better than everyone. With my little formulas. Look at Bill Gates with his little formulas on his TED Talks talking about how he needs to reduce human population. What a hero. And it's funny. It is fucking hilarious how many dumb shits have fallen for hook, line, and sinker. The Bill Gates has our best interests involved. Him and his wonderful non-obtained doctorate. He knows what's good for you and your family. Not just you. Your family. He knows how to control everything. The fascism with the technology. Oh yes, he's got a plan. Now, you may need to take a vaccine 2 to 3 times a year for something that's kind of like the flu strain that we can't really get a vaccine for, but we've gotten enough of your taxpayer money, your sweet, sweet taxpayer money, that it doesn't really matter if you take the shot or not, because us assholes at Big Pharma are going to be making billions and billions of dollars anyway. So it doesn't matter if we're going to have to just see, oh, well, this isn't working, a year, 2 years. People getting all weird flipper babies and shit from all the fucking extra vaccines that we've never been used to as a society. That being said, having flipper babies is a good thing. I mean, the more flipper babies you have from these vaccines, look, Michael Phelps is a great swimmer. Don't get me wrong. But the thing about Michael Phelps is that he's getting up there in age. Flipper babies will fucking swim so goddamn fast. And they'll be kind of mentally retarded too. So they've got the flippers. They might have maybe certain muscle mass that may be gigantism, like elephantitis. Maybe they'll be like John Merrick the Elephant Man and get some cool appendages. And then they'll be able to kick fucking ass in the Olympics. And that, bro, is what we're really talking about here. Because the UN, New World Order agenda, doesn't need to make any sense. But if we get as many flipper babies from these untested vaccines as we can, think of the amount of Olympic entries, the medals we could win. From the disabled Olympics, now you're just doubling the medals that we're winning from all these flipper babies that can swim super fucking well from these untested vaccines. Why do we stop there with the vaccines? We're Bill Gates. And, we could totally make people swim faster. We're gods now because we're Bill Gates and Microsoft and John Hopkins and Rockefeller Medicine. We could make major swimmers. They could be just like, we could just cross people with fish. Why don't we just do that? Makes absolute sense. Why? Because when we're throwing normality out the fucking window, why would we stop with fish people? Why stop? They're all going to be vaccine retarded We're all gonna be self-indulgent douchebags in the brain chip sitting in our fucking lazy boy chair with our fucking head back drooling in our fucking vomit because of this wonderful new fucking technological hell that we've fucking put into the planet. Welcome to the Matrix. We just haven't set up the computers yet, but if you sit calmly and patiently inside your tiny little apartment eco-cubicle, you will one day, maybe if you win the lottery and go to the island. I don't know, I'm just mixing too many movies into one thing now. I don't know, it's dystopic. We got like a mixture of every possible horrible thing you could fucking imagine. But the problem is, with dystopian novels, you can end the book by closing it. You can stop watching a dystopian movie by hitting the pause or stop button. Or watching it to the end. You cannot stop this horrible fucking dystopia that we are collectively walking into as a global population. Wow. 2 hours, 59 minutes. This is going to be a fun one to upload to YouTube, and it's probably going to take all night to do it. So, I'm going to leave you on that wonderful note. For all those people out there, I don't know. I'm going to give a little shout out before I quit. Hippies for Trump, I've been watching a lot of his streams because they've been doing the cool coverage of the